Okay, welcome to possibly the last stream on this channel. I don't know. Guys. So we better make it count. We better make it fucking count. Let me make sure my audio is actually. Yeah, okay. We're good on the audios. Um, so I'll keep this brief, but um, they got another strike through somehow. The Gala sisters, our favorite fucking sisters of all time. I don't even know how. I haven't really been given updates on the copyright strike, but I rejected or I rejected. I filed two counter notifications, and they rejected both of them. And then they said, if you keep doing this, we're going to terminate your channel. So I just stopped. I was like, all right, I guess I got to wait for the strike to fall off. Then the one from the 11th, the one that I fucking won, the one that YouTube told them this has nothing to do with copyright. Get the fuck out of here. So I was like, I can keep this video up then, right? The Gala family has gotten worse. It's down. They struck me today. So where does it say here? Expires in 90 days. So it went through today. This one is 71, even though it was filed on fucking November 11th, if you can see it there. Strike on December 9th today. So, and this one, it says, welcome to our channel. Like there's an actual video listed in there. It's info available upon request. This one was removed by the Gala sisters themselves. This one was removed specifically by Rachel Gallinero. So I don't know, guys. If you know anyone who can help me with this, I don't usually ask for help with fucking anything. I really need fucking help right now. If I get another strike, my channel is gone. YouTube will not let me do a fucking counter notification. I used the lawyer that Burnt Toast and Crude recommended to me. I paid him. He never emailed me back. I don't know what else to do, guys. They have my address, they have all my shit, and now they're like putting strikes through still. So all the videos are private right now. I'm probably gonna have to delete them and put all of the Gala Sister content on the other channel, which I don't even know if it'll help or not. So that's that. This might be the last stream. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. There's like fucking I don't know how many videos of the Gala sisters. I'm not going to check right now. But if they did any other ones, especially in the past, and they just go through randomly at a random time while these other two are up, I'm not even going to get a warning. YouTube does not give a fuck. No other fucking person I already said that, YouTube. So, yeah, if you know anyone, I would really appreciate the help. If not, that's fine too. So that's that. That's why I was late. And I guess let's get into Heather. And if I'm a little today, that's why. But we did get the whatchamacallit, the bludgeoning report from BCG. So I'm gonna get that pulled up here in 1 second. Whoa. All right, so first off, we got her mugshot, which is pretty cool. Let me get this over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can zoom in a bit. And you guys should be able to see that. Let me know if you can't. So this is when is this from? Criminal history record. That's what she looks like in the mugshot there. Her aliases. It's just Heather. I don't know what those are for. All right, that's pretty much all right. So it's the mugshot. So give me a second here. And the next one, this should be the report for the bludgeoning. Narrative. She loves some narratives. On the 20th of April, 2021. It was on 420. What? At approximately 800 hours. 8:38 in the morning. I, Officer Miller, and Sergeant Pollack were dispatched to this address. Jet bright car for reported battery. Dispatch advised they received several calls reporting a female being struck repeatedly by a male Hispanic subject wearing a black shirt and khaki pants while en route to 2139 Mannheim Road. Dispatch provided updated information and summary, not verbatim. The male subject now had a crowbar and was striking the female subject in the head with it. Okay, so this was like called in by somebody else. So that adds like more validity to her story. Can I highlight? No, but I can put like a little thing there. Just want to say, Mission Squirrel, thank you for the super sticker. Can I see the super sticker? Let me see. It might go. Ooh, oh, it's hearts. Thank you. Yeah, let's I'll get that off so you guys can read. Where did it go? Where did it go? I keep thinking it's gonna be on one of the tabs. It's not. All right. Both subjects had driving into some what? Both subject had run across the street and were now located at the Speedway gas station. While I was driving on scene, Officer Anon, an officer Polbacki advised me they were responding to the scene. Okay. So Pollack and Porbacki, I don't know if I'm saying those right. And I arrived at Speedway gas station at the same time. Upon arrival, I observed a male Hispanic subject, later identified as Juan Madeira Romero. So he exists. He exists. Craziness. Standing near the southwest corner of the property facing to the east. Looks like cast, but I think it says east. The subject met the description previously provided by dispatch and was holding a long black in color object, later identified as a tire iron, in his left hand. A crowd of several people had gathered within 15 to 20 feet, and it appeared to be blocking the suspect from leaving the property. Okay, so fucking people were. This is a crazy fucking story. Why didn't you just stick to this story? The 4 officers on scene approached the subject from the west. The suspect was given verbal commands to drop the weapon in his hand. The suspect lowered the object, which appeared to be a tire iron, to the ground, but did not release it from his grasp. Okay. At the time, Officer Anon and Officer Porpoise? We're just going to call him Officer 1 and 2. Moved on to the suspect. Officer 1 approached from the back of the subject and grasped the object with his hand and removed it from the suspect's grip. I ordered the suspect to the ground, and the suspect assumed a kneeling position, and Officer 2 took the suspect into custody without incident, placing handcuffs on the suspect's wrists and securing them. I request dispatch to send EMS to the scene. Pollack relocated across the street to the Jet Bright car wash to meet the victim, Heather Gillespie. I attempted to interview several subjects present at the Speedway. My attempts to identify the witnesses in this case were unsuccessful. All refused to identify themselves, stating that they did not want to be involved. I collected the tire iron back from the suspect's hand and placed it in my squad car to preserve it as evidence. I then relocated to Jet Bright car wash, leaving the suspect in custody of Officer 1 and 2, or 2 and 1. I don't remember which ones I gave the numbers to, but 1 and 2. At the car wash, I met Heather, who had been escorted into North Lake Fire Department Ambulance 804. I visually inspected Heather and observed that she had abrasions to her face and head and dried blood on her hands. She was crying and visibly upset. Well, obviously. I asked Heather where her injuries were, and she said her head. The hair on the right side of Heather's head was pulled back and revealed approximately 1 to 2 inch long gash in her scalp. Heather also said that she felt pain in her left front rib cage area. Heather pulled up her shirt and showed the left side of her rib cage, which appeared to be red with possible light swelling. Heather's person and her injuries were photographed on scene. I then interviewed Heather, and she relayed the following information in summary, not verbatim. The male, whose name was Juan Pablo. Okay. Heather did not know Juan Pablo's last name. Heather met Juan Pablo the night of the 19th at a McDonald's near the intersection of North Avenue and First Avenue at an unknown time of the night. Heather and Juan left the McDonald's together and got into Heather's vehicle, a tan color Cadillac CTS. All right. And then we got to go on to the next page here. Okay. Heather drove her car to the Export Gym located near North Avenue and Melrose Park. Heather and Juan Pablo slept in their car in the Export parking lot overnight because Heather is homeless. I don't know. I didn't mean to laugh at that, okay? This is like, if this story is real, Heather, like, I don't know. Is half of everything Heather says is true? Maybe, probably not. But maybe there's like a little bit of what she says is true. I mean, like, some of the shit about Dylan has to be true, right? Based off of like how he treats Marissa and shit. Bum 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 bum. Where I fucking should have put this marker thing. Where the fuck was I? Homeless. That's where I was. At an unknown time in the morning of 4:20, Juan Pablo woke Heather up. Juan told Heather the bad people found them and they needed to leave right away. Heather drove her vehicle to the laundromat near North Avenue and 25th Avenue in the Melrose Park, Illinois. Address of the business is unknown. Heather and Juan went into the laundromat and put some of their clothes into the machines to wash them and got back into Heather's car. At this time, Juan Pablo again made statements to Heather about the bad people looking for them and the race. Like a car race or like the race of people. Juan did not clarify what he meant by the bad people or the race. Okay, so our guess is as good as theirs. Heather asked Juan Pablo if she could take him home or drive him somewhere. Juan said he had family in Geneva, Illinois. Heather told Juan that she could take him to the train and he could go to Genova. Juan said he did not want to do that. Heather then drove to the Jet Bright car wash. And Heather put her vehicle through the car wash and parked it in a marked parking stall on the southeast side of the parking lot. While parked in the lot, Juan again made comments about the race. Heather was concerned Juan Pablo was referring to being affiliated with a gang, and what the fuck? A gang, and was no longer comfortable being with him in the car. Heather told Juan she was going to drive him to the train station so he could go to Geneva. Am I saying that right? Geneva? I think so. Juan said he did not want to go to Geneva and said that he wanted to live in Heather's car with her. Okay. Heather told Juan that she did not want to live in the car. He could not live in the car with her. Upon hearing this, Juan began striking Heather in the head and body repeatedly with a closed fist. After being struck several times, Heather ran from the vehicle to the parking lot. Juan ran after her and began striking her again. Juan knocked Heather to the ground, punched and kicked her repeatedly, and grabbed her by the hair and dragged her on the ground by her hair for several feet. Heather was able to get to her feet and then ran through the parking lot away from Juan. At this time, an identified passerby arrived at the parking lot, and Heather ran behind and attempted to call the police. Juan then returned to Heather's vehicle and retrieved the tire iron from the floorboard of the vehicle where Heather keeps it for protection. Juan ran after Heather and chased her into Mannheim Street. Pablo caught up with Heather on Mannheim Street and began striking her body and her head with the tire iron and knocked Heather to the ground. The unidentified passerby intervened and separated Juan from Heather. Heather got up from the ground and ran to the passenger side of a stopped truck on Mannheim Road. Heather opened the passenger side door of the vehicle and got into the vehicle to hide from Juan. What the fuck was this person thinking? Like, imagine you're driving and then like Heather is just comes into your car. Is like, I'm being fucking attacked. Help me. That's crazy. This is a fucking crazy story. At the time, poor Officer 2 advised that Juan was being transported to, gotta have like some hospital for medical care. I relayed Juan's transport information to North Lake Fire Department. Lieutenant told me Heather was being transported to the hospital for further medical care. They're different hospitals, by ambulance, whatever. Juan was transported to that hospital in custody by Leiden Township ambulance, whatever, and was escorted by Officer 2. Officer 2 supplemental report for further details. I was unable to interview Juan prior to this transport. I relocated to the Jet Bright's manager office at this time. So this was, I think, what Heather told Officer 2. So we'll see. I mean, there was eyewitnesses though, right? Like, which is pretty fucking crazy. Let's see here. At the manager's office, I met with Jet Bright manager Blank and Sergeant Pollock. I was advised the basic facts of the case and advised. Hold on, I just thought of something. So it's okay though. Was advised of the basic facts of the case, and I was asked if there was video surveillance equipment on the Jet Bright's property. Blank advised that there was video surveillance equipment on Jet Bright's property and video footage of the incident was available. I reviewed the video surveillance footage and observed the following. Okay, so this is what the video footage shows. Heather's vehicle, which I recognized by sight, was parked in the Jet Bright, and it could be easily seen from my present location. I was parked on the southeast side of the parking lot. Heather, whom I recognized from previous interview with her, is standing near the driver's side door of her vehicle and is open. Heather appeared to be cleaning the interior of her vehicle for several minutes. Heather then leans into the driver's side, opened the door of her vehicle. Heather is then seen retreating from her vehicle as a male subject who I can visually identify as Juan Pablo. From prior encounter with him of this case, emerges from the driver's side rear door of the vehicle. Juan strikes Heather numerous times with a closed fist as she retreats from him into the parking. I think you meant parking lot. Heather falls to the ground, and Juan continues to strike her with hand as well as kicking her. Pablo grabs Heather by the hair and drags her several feet, holy fuck, through the parking lot. And an unidentified male subject crosses the street to the gas station and gets in between Heather and Juan. Heather gets to her feet and then positions herself behind the unidentified male and appears to take out her cell phone. Juan returns to Heather's vehicle, leans inside of it, and exits holding a black object slash suspect tire iron. So they're like, okay, he got the tire iron. Runs to Heather's direction, and then she runs eastbound into Mannheim Street. Juan Pablo pursues her, swings the object at Heather, and strikes her in the head with it. I feel bad for every time I was like, yeah, like that happened. This is fucking insane. Heather then falls to the ground. Several other unidentified suspects appear on the scene, following Heather or allowing Heather to get to her feet. Heather runs to the passenger side of the vehicle, stops on Mannheim Street, opens the front passenger door, and enters the vehicle. Juan continues to cross. What is that? Mannheim. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. Mannheim Road, still grasping the tire iron to the gas station. Juan appears to confront an unidentified subject wearing a blue color shirt. Juan and the unidentified subject appear to engage in a physical altercation. The unidentified subject appears to throw an unidentified object at Juan. Juan relocates to the southwest corner of the Speedway gas station, and then police arrive on scene. Sergeant Pollock provided Blank with a digital link to evidence.com containing the instructions on how to upload the video surveillance footage to the evidence system. Blank also provided a USB drive containing the video surveillance footage. Officer 1 spoke with Speedway gas station manager Blank and retrieved video surveillance of the footage of the incident from the premises. After arriving at the hospital, Heather's hospital, Officer 2 provided dispatch with Juan Pablo's name, date of birth, Oh, name and date of birth. Juan was checking through the lead system and returned with a missing person / endangered status. He was a missing person? Or he was responsible for someone being missing? Okay. Entered by Geneva Police Department on the year prior, I think. No, I thought this. Okay, April 16th. So he had been missing since April 16th, and then Heather picked him up on the 19th, and then this happened on the 20th. It sounded like this guy was having like a mental breakdown or something. The lead's message stated that Juan Pablo has a history of fucking blank. What do you have a history of? This is an important blank. I don't care about these blanks, but this blank, I don't know what he had a history of. And he left Jackson Park Hospital in Chicago, Illinois on April 15th. I'm going to find out, Juan Pablo. I'm going to find out what the fuck you did. Because I need to know. Dispatch created and sent a Type 3 message to Geneva Police Department notifying them that we had located and arrested Juan Pablo. I was contacted by phone by Geneva Police Sergeant, blah, blah, blah. I advised Sergeant of the basic facts of the case. I'm just skimming through this, seeing if there's anything else. All other evidence. Okay, no, nothing else. Wait, there's more. So then we got, what's this? This is supplementary report. I don't know what else this is. This is just a narrative, I think. Is this just another officer's report of it? I think we pretty much read all this. Responded to this while en route, dispatch advised, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. La, 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 la. Oh, okay. So there's a little bit more detail in this. I advised subject known as Juan to drop the tire iron to the ground. So this is from the guy who instructed him to do that. And then Officer 1 took the tire iron away from Juan, and I placed Juan in temporary custody. I observed Juan was bleeding out of his right hand. Interesting. I wonder how that happened. I wonder if like Heather stabbed him in self-defense or something. I advised dispatch to send an ambulance for Juan. I guess because like he would have to go to the hospital. He must have had some injury if he was going to the hospital, right? A short time later, the ambulance arrived on scene, and Juan was treated by the paramedic. The paramedic advised me that Juan would be transported to the hospital for treatment. I advised Sergeant Pollack of the situation, and he advised me to follow the ambulance to the hospital. Oh, but to Heather's hospital, not the right hospital. Hold on. Whatever. At the hospital, Juan was treated by Dr. Blank. Dr. Blank advised Juan received something to his right index finger, and the finger had something. I'm assuming a cut because he's bleeding. Juan also had something to the back of his head, for which he received a something. Dr. something. Discharged Juan to police custody. While in hospital, I took digital photographs of Juan and his injuries using the capture app. I advised Juan, or I transported Juan to the North Lake Police Department for processing. I placed Juan in cell 4. Investigation pending. Nothing further at this time. Okay. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. What's this? I made contact with Heather Gillespie in bed number 23. I don't know who this account. I guess it would say up here. Just want to see whose perspective we're getting this from. But I don't see it, but that's fine. Bed number 23 at the hospital. I guess I can zoom in a bit more, huh? Whoop. Is it going to readjust, or is that just going to stay? I think my eyes can deal with that. Heather told me that she does not have a permanent address, and she bounces around between staying with family, friends, or sleeping in her car. She said that some of her family in the Melrose Park area, she's familiar with the area. Heather said that she sleeps in her car and she cleans and showers at the gym. For employment, she drives for Grubhub. I asked her about the incident. She told me the following summary. Late, she was driving her Cadillac westbound. She stopped her vehicle at a red light at First Avenue and observed an unknown male subject, now known as Juan. We're just going to call him Juan Pablo. Just going to call him Juan. We don't even need a last name. Standing near the first intersection, Heather said that the man looked homeless and it appeared that he needed help. She introduced herself to Juan and invited him into the car, which he accepted. He told her that his name was Juan Pablo and that he was homeless but had not had but that he had a sister in Geneva. Heather said that she drove to the parking lot of the X Sport Fitness and parked her vehicle. She then attempted to get him entry into the facility so he could clean and shower. I mean, like, Heather sounds like a good person in this. This is her telling the story, though, I guess, as well. But they were denied. Like, they could have been doing a bunch of drugs together, and the psychotic break is because of all the drugs or something. I don't know. Maybe Heather stabbed him first. I'm trying to be nice here because, like, she did actually get fucking beat in the head with a tire iron, so that changes a lot of stuff, right? When I scroll, I lose my place all the time. Attempted to get him in the facility. He was denied because Juan did not have a gym membership. They returned to the Cadillac CTS and spent the night in her car. Heather said that they talked for a while. Juan sat in the front passenger side seat, and she laid in the rear of her car. Heather said that Juan made her nervous because he stared forward all night and did not sleep. Yeah, that's a red flag. She said that she may have slept for maybe an hour, but did not sleep much because Juan made her feel uncomfortable. She said Juan acted as if he was on drugs. Heather did not see Juan consume any drugs in her presence. In the morning, Heather, maybe it's going through withdrawal then. Heather drove to the Smart Wash Laundry with Juan still in the vehicle. Heather entered the laundromat and started a load of laundry. Heather returned to the vehicle and told Juan that she would buy him breakfast. They drove southbound on the same road that the incident happened. Heather then elected to stop and clean the vehicle at the car wash. She entered the car wash. Juan was still in the front passenger seat of the vehicle, and then she drove to the vacuums. Okay. To clean out the car, I guess. She quickly cleaned the interior vehicle. She spoke with Juan. I don't know if I should ask anything while I'm reading this because I won't be able to see it. But she was Googling like how to get rid of a body one time. Was this around the same time? Maybe I'd be curious. She quickly cleaned the interior of the car. She spoke with Juan. Heather told him that she was planning on buying him a train ticket to Geneva so he could return to his sister. This infuriated Juan. He told her, "I'm not fucking leaving." She asked him what he meant. He said, "Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. I'll fuck you up." Why though? Heather said she was in disbelief. Juan exited the driver side of the vehicle and began to punch and kick Heather in the head and body. Heather said that she fell to the ground. She said as Juan was punching and kicking her, she yelled out for the Mexican what? Oh, he yelled out for the Mexican nation, for the Mexican what the fuck? That's what he was yelling for, the Mexican nation, huh? That's interesting. Heather did not know how many times Juan struck her. She said at that, let's see what it's going to say, probably at that point. Wait, come on now. Yeah, at that point, a male/white bystander and a male black bystander attempted to intervene, and she was able to stand up. So the whites and the blacks came in to stop the Mexican nation from assaulting Irish Heather Gillespie. This is an interesting fucking scenario. She was able to stand up. Juan returned to the Cadillac and grabbed a metal L-shaped tire iron. Juan chased Heather. Heather ran. She said that he struck her on the back and near the rear of the head. That's really fucked. Like, if you strike someone on the back of the head too hard, you fuck them up forever. I thought it was on the second line. We're on the third. Heather then ran to Mannheim Road and fell. Juan struck her again with the tire iron in the back and the rear of the head. Heather could not recall how many times she was struck. She said it was painful being struck by the tire iron. Yeah, of course. At that time, a passing garbage truck stopped to help. Good on them. She called 911 and Juan ran off. Police arrived shortly thereafter. I asked Heather why the tire iron was inside of her car. Because it's a fucking car. You're not allowed to have a tire iron with you. She said she keeps it in the interior of the vehicle because it makes her feel safe when she sleeps inside of her car. I would have just said it's to change my fucking tires. What do you think it's for? I don't know. Heather showed me her injuries. I observed that she had a bleeding wound on the right side of her head, a red mark on the left side of her torso, and multiple marks and bruises on her legs. I took photographs of the injuries, and they were later uploaded to Axon Cloud System. I asked Heather if she was under the influence of any drugs or alcohol. She said no. I asked if she was a prostitute. She said no. I asked if she wished to sign complaints against Juan for what he did to her. She said yes. Okay. I asked if she would be able to identify Juan if shown a picture in a photo lineup. She said yes. I informed her of all the next steps in the investigative process and entered the interview. Okay. The interaction was recorded on BCW, and the footage was later saved by pre-departmental procedure. So then why did nothing come of it? I think BCG told me that it was because she couldn't like show up to the actual lineup to identify him or something. Which, why wouldn't you show up to that? That's like a pretty important thing to show up for. All right. Okay. I don't know what one we're on here. All right. Narrative. Hold on. Okay, so this is the lineup. I generated a six image lineup for this case, consisting of 5 fillers using the eLineup application, which randomly arranges 5 selective filler photographs that are similar in age, weight, hair, and eye color, with an uploaded suspect photograph. Officer Ortiz, haven't heard of him yet, who just came on duty, was not involved on this case. It took my computer with the lineup to the hospital to have the victim, Heather, view it. I was told that Heather did not want to finish viewing the lineup because the computer randomly shut down and would not reboot. The computer was returned to the station and no further issues were found. What? The computer randomly shut down and it would not reboot. So what? Then they were like, the computer's fine. Upon attempting to bring the computer back to the hospital, I was informed that Heather was being admitted for mental health treatment and the lineup was not allowed by the hospital staff. Oh, shit. So, like, what? They were like, oh, she's crazy? So she's unfit to fucking identify the person who assaulted her? Is that what happens if you're crazy? You can't they don't believe your testimony? There were eyewitnesses. There was video surveillance. Are these cops just shit? Are these cops just shit? What the fuck? Like, I get Heather isn't the best person or whatever, but that doesn't mean that someone should get to just fucking beat her in the head with a tire iron and get away with it because she's a crazy person and hospital's like, nah, she can't identify the person. What are you talking about? The officers identified him on the fucking video camera. It said in the like 2 ones beforehand. This is just stupid. Like, what the fuck? I can't believe that's how that shit works. What? Heather needs a lawyer. Where is Nick Albuquerque? What the fuck? Get Nick Ricada on this. So Officer 2, I think that's either Officer 2 or Officer 1. I can't remember. Poor Bisky. The one I can't pronounce is one of them. Arrived at the police department with our guy, fucking Juan Pablo. After we treated at the hospital, I spoke with Juan, explained his Miranda rights to him. While reading him his rights from the North Lake Police Department pre-printed form, he said he did not want to talk. His writing hand had dry blood all over it, and he was going to attempt to write with his left hand. I told him that since he did not wish to speak with me, I would put refused for him so he did not get blood on the paper. This was witnessed by Officer 102 and captured on body camera. I reviewed the video surveillance with the car wash that was provided by USB. The video was clear and showed Juan striking Heather inside of the vehicle and pursued to strike her in the vacuum parking lot of the JetBrite. He repeatedly struck her with fists and feet, knocking her down several times and attempting to slam her head into the ground by controlling her clothing. Wouldn't this be like attempted murder? At this point, several males came to Heather's aid, and Juan stopped attacking her. After a few minutes, Juan gets a crowbar from inside of the vehicle and chases after Heather. She attempts to run from him, trying to cross Mannheim Road. When he strikes her in the back of the head with the crowbar, knocking her to the ground, in the median between north and southbound traffic. Juan is then corralled by several males into the Speedway gas station, while Heather escapes by getting into a passenger's seat of a garbage truck. Oh, of the garbage truck. She got into the passenger seat of the fucking garbage truck that is stopped near her while traveling southbound on Mannheim Road. Juan is kept at bay and corralled by a group of males while still possessing the crowbar until officers arrive and take him into custody. And if one of those males killed Juan, they'd probably be going to jail for murder. But Juan gets to go to fucking Neverland or some shit. I don't know. I don't know of a fun place anymore, guys. I'm in a dark place right now. Let's. Okay. This. Okay. I received a call back from assistant state's attorney. I don't know who that is, and relayed the facts of the case to him. I explained, who is this? Is this the DA? I explained that the victim was hospitalized for mental health treatment and the offender was in custody, suffering from blank. No, Juan, I'm going to find out all your shit, buddy. Requested that this case be screened without the victim. I don't know who that is. I'm assuming this is the DA until they it's the assistant state's attorney. Okay, the assistant state's attorney. So it's the assistant DA. So we're just going to call him the DA. Just because it's easier for my brain. But he's the assistant DA. That's what a state's attorney is, right? District attorney, state attorney, who gives a fuck? Asked to have access to evidence.com to review the uploaded videos and photographs associated with this case. I granted him access and emailed him a copy of the report. He told me that he would need a few hours to go over the material and would call me back. I received a call from the assistant state attorney. We're just going to call him that, I guess, because that's right. Who told me that they wanted a statement from Heather reaffirming that she was not an aggressor at any point and that she still wanted to sign complaints and wanted her to view a photo lineup. I told them that I would get to work on getting in touch with the hospital and try to arrange for that tonight. Commander What's-His-Face called and spoke with nurse whoever at the hospital. She said that she could come by, that we could come by and speak with Heather. I spoke with the assistant state attorney who said that he had been placed on the case and continued investigation status, reference this number. As of, is that 6 o'clock, I think? 6:13, because he was no longer on duty. I let him know that the hospital had cleared us to have access to Heather. He said that once I have the three requested points covered, to call the case back in. And he said he had taken down detailed notes and would provide for a first approval when I get a call back. I arrived at the hospital and to administer the photo lineup, we went to the room, spoke with Heather. I verified that she wanted to pursue this matter. I also verified that she was not an aggressor at any point leading up to the one attacking her. I turned on the e-lineup program and gave my computer to Officer Gogola. And then I turned back to Heather and Officer Gogola and stood on the other side of the curtain partition of the hospital room. While Officer Gogola was administering the lineup, Heather told us she had tested positive for COVID. Okay. I don't know why that's relevant. Once the lineup was completed, I explained the court process going forward and to her and exited the room. We confirmed with the nursing staff that Heather did test positive for COVID. Okay. Officer Gogola and I were wearing masks and were at least 6 feet. Maybe this just had to be put in the report because of COVID at the time from her, unless passing her the laptop to view the lineup. Heather wore a mask and the entire time was provided hand sanitizer prior to using the laptop. We were in contact with her in the room for longer than 10 minutes. Okay. That was just like, I don't know why the whole thing was in there. After exiting the room, we deconnected. This has no information in it. I called review and requested a call back from the above mentioned CI number. So did she identify him correctly? Is this like the second time around? I received a call back from Assistant State Attorney and went over the case with him after providing a video for him to view of both the lineup identification and the incident. Assistant State Attorney provided an approval time of 22-15 hours. Juan was booked and processed before he returned to his cell. Upon awaiting bond transport on 4/21/21. While being processed, Juan stated he was a Mexican citizen and wished to contact the Mexican consulate. While going through the telephone prompts, he changed his mind. Okay. Then Sergeant faxed Vienna Convention form to the Mexican consulate. Interesting. Is that why? Maybe that's why. Maybe he went back to Mexico, which would just be like a very unfortunate conclusion. Okay. And this is, I don't know what this is. Cleared by arrest, adult. Aggravated battery. So on the 21st of April, I was assisting with the investigation of this case along with Sergeant Calversi and Detective Shannon and Detective Gogala. I should really download all my videos tonight. It's going to take me fucking forever. They were interviewing and administrating. I don't want to read this all again, is basically what I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm going to have to download this. They were interviewing and administrating a photo lineup via a laptop computer to Heather. They had returned from the hospital at this time and stated to myself and Sergeant that while at the hospital, approximately 10 minutes into their process, Heather told the officer that she had tested positive. Okay, this is basically the same thing again. Stated they were in ventilated hospital rooms, without a mask. They were 6 feet apart. Okay, this is more just COVID stuff. We can assume the prisoner, Juan, had been potentially exposed to COVID as well, since he spent some time with Heather prior to the arrest. This is just, we're worried about us catching COVID, guys. Does not state if he was tested for COVID. At this time, he appears to be asymptomatic. And then this guy was in contact with him as well. He might have COVID. After learning the information regarding the victim testing positive for COVID. Okay. I think this whole page is just about COVID, guys. I don't think there's any other important information on this page, at least. COVID. Wait, is that it? Oh, that might be it. Might have read it all. Wait. Yeah, this is the one we just read. Okay, sorry, I'm tripping out. All right, guys. Now I can get into the fun stuff. So, how we're 44 minutes in. It's going to be a long one. There is 2 hours and 20 minutes still left of Heather fucking footage from this week. So we're going to be going a bit late here. So let me get this pulled out. I think, yeah, we're good. We're good to go. We're good to go. Yo, yo, yo. And now I can read comments again. Should we take a smoke break? You guys want to take a smoke break 45 minutes in? I do. And then I'll get this set up though before. Let's do yeah, this is the one. So this is like, is this the live? Is this the 5 lives actually? This is the 5 lives in a row. And then the rest of her stories on Friday. So this is the crazy, this is all one day. This was all like almost in one shot. But yeah, I'm gonna go smoke real quick and I will, whoops. What's happening? There we go. And I will be right back. Okay. And then we'll have some fun. It'll be a good time. We're listening to the classics. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. No more banner. No more banner. All right. So let's watch this. Oh, apparently, hold on. So they didn't. It didn't go anywhere because the minute she was released from the psych hold, she went to Florida and then was hooking out of hotels and tried to convince a man named Fredo to take care of her. And then he ghosted her on the way up back. Her engine blew out. So she kind of bailed on the case. So that's why it didn't go anywhere. Because like that would be pretty fucking crazy if the cops were just like, whatever, guys, out of our hands, you know, a crazy lady. Who cares? So, this is Heather. This is her lives, and we're gonna watch them. And we'll go on autopilot.
My situation. I am incredibly active, always have been. The people who write nasty comments to me and go in my voicemail are fat, on drugs, having sex with people for shelter or food, which is what they want me to do. And they say that I'm acting entitled if I'm unwilling to have sex with someone for shelter.
She's saying that the people commenting are all those things? Does she get mad when people say that about her? I might have misheard that.
I'm smart, bitch. I know how to make money. Why are you standing in my way?
Because you haven't made any money in a long time.
Let me just reiterate that. And this is now going into year 4 of this. I have always had my own space, my own apartment, my own life. I gave birth to 3 children when I was 19, 21, and 24. Or 25, I'm sorry. My youngest is 10 and my oldest is 17. And then her brother is 15. So my middle is 15, my oldest is 17, and my youngest is 10. And I'm about to have a baby right now. I am in perfect health.
She should be a surrogate. Just be a surrogate mother if you like being pregnant all the time, but you can't like take care of your kids.
I don't know what to make of this. And I have no factors for any sort of abnormalities in my blood work. I have nothing wrong with me genetically. And my mind is strong, you know, so I'm confused as to what to do from here. I'm 29 weeks pregnant and it's like tedious trying to enjoy this pregnancy. Every single day is harassment.
How you really gonna enjoy a pregnancy from a tent though? Right? Like, I don't think that the online harassment that you can literally not even open the message, just delete it, don't fucking look at it if you can't handle it, is a lot different than the tent that you can't get away from.
With 1 or 2 days in between of calm. It's literally an exact replica of what they've done in 2019-20 time. When 2020, I was contacting the parole department for the state of Illinois with regards to the person I was in a marriage, a commitment with, Dylan Smith. I had done Love After Lockup with him. It's a reality show. It was awful idea, a terrible idea. But he was having severe drug issues, was beating me, and I was scared. And I reported all of it to law enforcement as well as the district attorney's office, as well as the state of Illinois, as well as parole. I told them he was using my aunt's and other family members' addresses for nefarious purposes. And my aunt was very scared because she needed her address. She ended up dying of emphysema a few months later.
Nefarious purposes, huh? I'm almost ready to be like, whoever wants to be nefarious to the Gala sisters, you know, anyone can file a copyright strike on a channel, right? You don't even have to prove you own the copyright to anything. And YouTube is obviously fucking broken to shit. So if anyone just wants to do that anonymously, you know.
Rest in peace, Aunt Diane. But I've experienced tremendous loss since all of this began. Not just Aunt Diane, Aunt Stacy had a heart attack. Several people in my family became ill. My Aunt Janet passed away, rest in peace. Aunt Diane passed away, rest in peace. My Uncle John passed away, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Just very scary and sad situations, you know. I give my dad credit for being able to put up with like what's going on.
Drop the
His
phone.
brother.
Mamma mia. What is happening? She seems really like low energy in this.
My father's brother, Jeffy, was also murdered when my father was in his first week of he complete whatever happens after you complete basic training. It's just scary. It's scary that we live in a space where things like this can take place.
It's very scary. It's interesting you say that, Cheryl, because they didn't. They could have just blocked it. They could have said, "We don't want this available in any country," and I don't get a strike. I don't lose my fucking channel. Calvin Harris used to do that with James all the time. I didn't get it. Like I had to keep like fucking editing out his song whenever it was in there. But it never like affected me to the point where I would lose my whole channel. So I think that really shows like where the Gala sisters are coming from. Something that like whatever, bro. Everything that I've covered is your public material. Everything you put online. So um it's interesting, I'll say that.
And that they can continue to go unnoticed. It's December of 2023. I've been filing continual police reports and being fucked with. Like they push over my phone right now. They wet our stuff. They hurt us, and it's never been like this before. I don't want to be a part of this kind of life. I've said it numerous times. This is not the life for me. It's getting to a point now where it's like nothing makes sense at all. St. Joseph's is fake. Northwestern is fake. I walk in there with lab orders provided to me from Dr. Jenkins, handwritten lab orders on the order form, the carbon copy. I bring it, I hand it to them. They say we can't draw these labs. These are not valid orders. She has to send a different order. I call her from there, sit there for 2 to 4 hours waiting for the order. And I understand how Epic works. And she's a St. Mary's provider. So, okay, fine, I'll go do it at St. Joseph's. I'm downtown. I'm not going to walk to Humboldt Park. The only reason I established care in that area in the first place is because it was on the way to see my big kids and Alexis. I was going to drop off food and groceries to them, and we walk. So I walked by that hospital. I found a doctor, and I made sure I was okay. I need to have these labs.
I mean, the comments are pretty good. Just pee in the cup and accept it. You will be positive for every drug under the sun. Coco Chanel likes.
Drawn. I need to have these labs drawn, their second trimester complete panel. And then coming up will be a labor and delivery complete panel, which the significance of the second blood draw, the second trimester workup, I really don't care about. I don't care about all that diabetes, drink this sugary drink, and then come in and let's draw blood. My baby is fine. He moves. Fetal movement is good. Fundal height is perfect and right on target for how many weeks I am. For those of you who don't know, fundal height is the measurement of the bottom of your uterus from the top of your uterus. And it
with a phone cord, right? That's what she is.
Grows about approximately 1 centimeter each week of your pregnancy. Most pregnancies are full term from 36 to 40 weeks with a due date at approximately 40 weeks. Pinpointing an exact day, unless you know the exact day that you ovulate, is difficult, but possible. So you measure from the bottom of your uterus up to the top, which is a little above my belly button at this point, 29 centimeters.
It's science, guys. It's science. It might be like a hot tub jacuzzi thing. Like, not all hot tubs are jacuzzis, but all jacuzzis are hot tubs. Like, I think I could be wrong. That both don't have empathy, or like if you're a psychopath, you're probably also a sociopath. I don't know. I don't know. I think they probably both don't have empathy. I could be wrong though.
Um, there are days when I feel my uterus it has grown taller, significantly taller. And there are photos, I'll post them up so you guys can see them, of baby positioned like this, like on more of an angle, and then baby positioned more like this on more of this angle. And on the days, I know it sounds ridiculous, but on the days he's positioned like this, I swear to God, to you, it feels like I have the biggest butt ever. All my organs and pressure and blood and fluids are like pushing to the back of me. And the front of my belly looks like I'm about 5 months, 4 months pregnant. Then on the days that he's like in front, and on the days that he's like leaning, towards in towards the front of my body, number one, I trip a lot now, so I have to be so careful when I'm walking down the street and he's moving. My balance is thrown off. It's happened, like, not fall, but like I start feeling very dizzy. So I just have to be careful. So the point is, I need to get this blood work done at the nearest location to where we are. Um, and they're not allowing me to do so. I have 8 requests for assistance from the city of Chicago that have all been closed, including one formal complaint. And I've posted you guys files of all of proof of screenshots of all of those screenshots and case numbers. Um,
I don't even, like, no one in her comment section is on her side. Why should she do these lives?
this is oppression. This is abuse. No, I will not have sex with you, for a place to live. I can, work any job that I want. Um, my laptop was stolen from outside of Xavier's father's house, as well as my other bin, my first bin. Still, police have done no follow up about it. I'm pretty sure they have it. And no one has replaced anything. When I call about Marcy's Law to the state of Illinois and say, you guys said that I was going to receive victim services for the bludgeoning, for the rape, for being thrown out of my house, etc., and so forth, they just act dumb and mistreat me and disrespect me, just like you'll hear today.
But you didn't pursue the case. The one thing that there was like evidence for, and the district attorney was actually like willing to pursue. You went to Florida instead.
Because today we're going to do all the calls to all the offices, as I've been doing for the last week, and getting the same responses. You guys are going to be appalled. The things they say to me are so dumb. These people have no knowledge. They're ignorant. It's like I feel like I'm playing Barbies with some kids, some 5-year-old kids, and they're using me as like one of their dolls. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But anyways, the significance of that blood draw. The significance of that blood draw at 30, I'm sorry, in the third trimester or second trimester, is so that you can get a genetic profile on yourself, which is a series of things that, should there be an emergency at delivery, this panel and this profile will allow them to be prepared for that, i.e., what type of blood do you have? Do they need an extra, just in case you need a transfusion? So these are the types of things that I'm concerned about. I'm not planning for there to be an emergency, but I want to be responsible, because if it's just me, I can miss doctor's appointments, which I don't. I see my doctor monthly and I update him on what's going on with me, not just for my own, well being, but also because I think there are patterns in the things that have been happening to me that could apply to other people, and I want to have legal documentation of that. And the only legal documentation is a notary, or a medical record, also a police report. So having those medical records is very important to me. Um, the last 2 months ago, when we were walking out to see the kids, I stopped at St. Joseph's. I established care with a doctor there. I had already been seeing doctors out here, plus I have my primary care physician by Central and Belmont. Um, and I walked all the way out there, and I saw that doctor, Actually, I think we saw him at the other location, didn't we? Remember when we were staying at that Airbnb called Michael's Place right after the twins passed away?
Michael's. Was it just Michael the guy? Is Michael's fucking Airbnb? Michael's place, you know?
I get mixed up with that one and the Uptown one.
No. Michael's was the one by Higgins. Remember, there was like a Dunkin', and that's where that Subway was trying to charge that poor immigrant boy like $50 for the sub. Remember?
I vaguely remember that.
And I was like, I was like, I
think you heard that wrong.
Well, whatever. It's that location. So Xavier and I also lost twins last year, February 26th of 2022, 18 weeks of pregnancy. I went into preterm labor, and both babies passed away. I was treated at Swedish Covenant for that. Then we got an Airbnb at this place called Michael's Place. I had Airbnb. I've been using Airbnb for about 6 years now. Never once done anything nefarious in an Airbnb. Never once booked an Airbnb with fraud.
Never once did a whole bunch of air duster and fucking Did she ever write all over the walls of an Airbnb? I could see her doing that.
I don't do drugs. I don't
write all over the fridge or something. She likes writing on fridges.
All the things that these people say. Anyways, I just want to make sure that everything is okay for this baby. I see my own doctor every month when I need prescription refills or just to check status. Why wouldn't I go and have this blood work drawn? You know, like I said, I'm not worried about my fundal height. I know my fundal height. I know my blood pressure. Thank you. You know, thank you. I've worked in doctor's offices for 15 years. I'm trained to take blood. I'm trained to do vital signs. There was a time in my career when I was the only one who could take blood. No one else could get my vein. I was doing injections. I was not doing cortisol or steroidal injections. The nurse Terry was doing those.
Like she was still getting injected with steroids, but Nurse Terry was doing it for her. Is that what I just heard?
I was doing other injections, and I was doing glucometer use instruction, and I was doing, a steroid injection would be like a Kenalog, for like an arthritis patient.
Why is she getting steroids pumped? What are you do? I'm a fitness person, all right? I need steroids to like really hit my goals, all right? All right, I'm Heather Gillespie.
The point is, you guys, I know what is needed. I'm a mom of 3, a mother of 3, and soon to be 4. I've done this is not my first day, at the circus, so okay. I know what is real and what is not. I know what is clinically indicated and what is not. Whoever keeps on assigning this group of low achievers to manage my life, please stop.
That would be you. It's like there's like what a bunch of people around like a crystal ball or something. Like, all right, we're gonna get Xavier into Heather Gillespie's life to start calling shots and other low achievers. It'll really mess her up. What the fuck do you think this is? She thinks that she's like on the Truman Show.
Because I have a 10-year-old. If I wanted her to be in charge of everything, that would be the case. There are a reason that children have parents, So I don't know what the game playing is. It doesn't seem like a prank to me. These labs are, really important. Xavier, why are you doing that?
So I can exit the door.
Why?
You told me to go get
the fruit?
Yeah, the fruit cup.
Please.
Tremendous fruit cup.
Not a fruit cup, just sliced fruit, please. Yeah. And a water. I'm so dehydrated. Or another one of those Gatorade things and a water. That one was really good yesterday. Okay. I just need no sodium today, all day. I need no salt. I'm retaining way too much water. But yeah, you guys, that's it. The labs that you're supposed to have drawn as a mama are labs that are imperative or that I feel are critical, are the labs that will identify your blood type as well as any sort of exposed risk for anything urgent. Like, to me, it's not in. I did it with the other 3 kids. I did the genealogy testing to make sure the genetics and genealogy and the panels for increased risk of autism, Down syndrome, et cetera, and so forth. Everyone was good. So no one in my family has any of those factors or risk markers. So it's just Xavier's family that we're measuring for. But Xavier has nephews, don't you? 3 of them or 2 of them?
3.
Xavier has 3 nephews, 4 nephews. So you have 4 nephews?
More than that on my brother's side. My brother Carlos.
Oh yeah, his brother's the district attorney, you guys. So like, can you understand what I'm going through right now with no explanation?
At the district.
Or works at the district attorney's office, whatever. He says he has more than his brother has how many?
3 kids.
3 sons?
No, a son and 2 daughters.
That's exactly what I have. So he's saying his brother has a son and 2 daughters, Carlos, who works at the district attorney. I have a son and 2 daughters. And so I completely understand that. Xavier has another set of siblings who are the 2 sisters, and one of them is pregnant, supposedly. And
I hope she gets more exciting. She's like low energy, just talking about boring stuff. I don't even know what to say to this. Entertain me, Heather.
the other one is, I think it's game playing because they found out I was pregnant, but she might be pregnant. Maybe someone got us both pregnant on the same day. Who knows? The other sister has 2 nephews as well, right? I mean, 2 sons as well, right?
3.
3. So one of his sisters has all boys. His brother has 2 girls and a boy, which is what I have. And none of them have any sort of Down syndrome, or I'm like, where am I going with this? None of them.
Where are you going with this? I've been wondering the whole live. How far into this live are we? Hold on. 16 minutes of what the? Hold on. Oh, we're over halfway. Okay. Well, hopefully she's more energetic at the next one. I know that some of these they should be crazy.
Them have any sort of.
This is all from the same day though, so hopefully she might just be this energy the whole time.
Down syndrome or autism, right, babe?
No.
They're all healthy, and all my kids are healthy and productive and, active children. So I'm not really worried. If it was something like there was a strong family line for this or whatever, I would definitely look into it. But we don't have that in our family. So in either side. So I'm not really concerned about that. As I said before, if there were some sort of emergency with me, I had a late postpartum hemorrhage with Alexis. I retained placental tissue in my uterus. So I just need this reassurance that everything is going to be okay when I deliver this baby, not just for myself, but for my child. I can't go dying at childbirth with a newborn to take care of,
I don't think you can go dying any day and expect to do anything after. I mean, I can't go dying at childbirth, guys. Come on now. It's not like there's another parent and then fucking a whole team of people that's probably ready to take this kid from you anyways.
So that's where I'm at with it. I need you to, that can't be like that with it. Thing like that. Can you turn it around the other way?
I'll just put it in my corner.
You can leave it there, but can you just turn it around the other way?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Xavier's Shockless. Look, guys. Is she in shorts? Is she in shorts? Maybe she's on some opiates, so she's hot.
So yeah, so this entire week, and this is like the 5th or 6th time, you guys, I've gone to Northwestern, St. Joe's, Northwestern, St. Joe's, First Community. What was the other hospital group that we went to? And St. Mary's. So I really don't know, how do you make sense of that? You know what I mean? How do you make sense of that? I just don't know. So sleepy. It's been miserable, you guys, out here when it rains. Oh my God, it has been absolutely awful. Everything gets so filthy. And then I'm like dealing with this version of Xavier. For any of you who are familiar with Xavier from my social medias, you'll know that he is very creative, artistically inclined. He pays a lot of attention to me and caters to me. He believes that that's what you're supposed to do when your wife is pregnant, and just when you're with a woman and have children with a woman. Obviously, if we were not together, I wouldn't be expecting him to take care of me, but we are together, right? So I am expecting that. And
He's not doing a very good job, is he?
so is his, unborn child. And anytime you start to co-parent with someone who's not your biological child father, so Xavier's not the father of my Xavier's not the biological father to my children. He doesn't even have a relationship with my older children. But he will have to, right? If he's going to raise this baby with me, he's going to have to accept my older children as the brother and sisters to his son. And that is an important relationship. To me, it's almost more important than the relationship of the mother or father, in the sense that that degree of separation will allow him, if he does it correctly, access to almost a friendship with my children. Things that they don't feel safe or comfortable coming to me about for whatever reason, they will have someone to speak with, another adult, another rational, intelligent, capable, and caring adult to speak with. And that's from now until forever, and you can never have too many of those. As I always say, children deserve that. They deserve all the support and love that they can.
Is she talking about the other kids, or is she talking about fucking Xavier? Because like she doesn't seem very fucking coherent.
Get.
Maybe coherence is wrong. She's just taking a long time to get to her fucking points, and she's. Now she's off just thinking, guys.
I would like to go to Walgreens with you, please. Babe, please. I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and I need to brush my teeth. And every day I'm asking you the same thing.
Big ass water like alcohol water.
I don't, babe, no, I don't want that. I want to go with.
Why not just bring her? Maybe he doesn't want to pack up the whole tent. Okay, maybe that actually makes sense. I'd probably be like, it's like down the street. It'll be 5 minutes. I don't want to pack everything, not to go 5 minutes over here to come back and unpack it. That's what I'm assuming, anyways. I can't hear what he's saying.
And scrambled eggs. Ketchup. So, anyways, they're not allowing me to go have this blood work done. When I say they, I mean the hospital. Whoever is intercepting my phone calls, whoever is tech boxing my phone in and preventing communication with my medical, staff. I have an entire care team that I've had for 10 years. I chose them. I know them. I trust them. I have seen them in person nearly every month for 10 years. Do you understand that? And that's true for 85% of months. The only reason I haven't gone is because I don't go to regular checkups with my primary when I'm pregnant. I only do it when I'm not pregnant. When I'm pregnant, I go to checkups with the OB. So I do email him, and I have seen him and the other lady that I see there. There's 10 doctors there, so I've been seeing all of them. But I just need to know that everything is ready when I go into labor. We met a realtor. She walked into Starbucks and introduced herself and said that she follows my page and has been following since the One Heather GEE account, along with a good friend of hers who is a Chicago police officer, and that in communication with her, the police feel as though there is not enough being done by parties other than themselves, that there's only so much they can do. If I'm being thrown outdoors in the street or sexually assaulted, and the state of Illinois is choosing not to pursue those cases, the bludgeoning, the stabbing, not to offer victims.
You didn't pursue the bludgeoning. You were the cause of the stabbing. You instigated that one, and then I don't know what you're talking about the rape. What fucking rape? What are you talking about, Heather?
Services on those cases, all of that. Then what can they do? And that's why I'm telling you guys. God, why does my forehead look so tall? Doesn't my forehead look tall?
Your hairline's receding. It happens. We're getting old, Heather. Getting old.
That's why I'm telling you guys, I'm scared and I don't like this. And I miss my big kids so much. Oh. I'm not supposed to be out here away from them. You don't understand.
Maybe you should get off camera and do something about it, Instead of crying on camera about shit, just go fuck people up like who are messing with you. You should just do that, Heather, instead of this whole la 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 la. Life is hard and difficult.
So I'm just trying to do the right things all the time. And be with my children. Xavier's dad said that he would get us an apartment. He gave Xavier a budget, but he's also done that 2 other times since I met Xavier. So I never know what's going on with that. I ask for sponsors here only because the city's 311 department has been a joke,
I know. I opt into their texting program. They text me back saying you're opted in, and then nothing comes from it. I post it. 311 is just so fucking terrible, guys.
Complete and total joke. I've tried everything for my anxiety. I've tried medical marijuana, CBD.
Well, sure is. It's raining? I think it's raining outside. It's December 9th and it's raining, guys. That's crazy. It's Canada. It's fucking Canada.
No medication at all.
Whoa. Oh, the live ended? Are we at the end? Cool. All right. Hopefully this next live is more pizzazz, razzmatazz, and yeah. Yeah, give me a second here. Okay. I'm just like, I don't know. Let's just say hypothetically, right? Another strike goes through while I'm streaming, and I don't have the chance to download everything because they decided to do this right before I came on stream. Like I was getting the live chat up and I saw the strike. And that's why if I'd even known about this an hour before going live, I wouldn't be fucking tripping right now. But I swear to God, if that happens, and if I lose every single video I have ever made on this channel, you guys won't see me again, but the Gallus sisters will. Like, no. But hopefully this live stream will cheer me up and Heather will be more uppity and not possibly on fucking fentanyl or something. I know that's Xavier's drug of choice, right? So it seemed a little. I've seen Heather on weed, right? Like that just seemed more, you know.
See that. Everything I talk about, anytime I talk about the truth, they just whatever. So to go over everything I've just gone over, I'm supposed to be having blood work for my pregnancy. I am in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. I've been calling law enforcement for assistance. I've been calling the hospital system for assistance. I do not believe personally that there are any real officers left, or that the real ones that are here. As I was explaining previously, we met a realtor named Jess or Jen about 3 days ago at the Starbucks on North Avenue in Wells. And Xavier's father indicated that he was giving a budget. This is the 3rd time he's in.
I don't think he's ever said that. You think if he said that, especially in text, like Heather would be posting it, being like, look, he promised me this, and I'm being denied money from Amazon and Xavier's dad. They are preventing Xavier's dad from sending me the money. But I don't think Xavier's dad ever offered me money. I mean, he gives Xavier money for whatever reason. That's, I think, right? Like, Xavier gets money from his parents, and that's how they live.
Indicated that he's giving a budget for an apartment for us of between $800 and $1,100 or $1,200, something like that.
What, a 1-bedroom? I would imagine a 1-bedroom in Chicago would be even more than that, though, right?
I know that he would say yes to $1,200 if they were doing 2 months free or 3 months free up front. You know, he would, even if they were saying it's a 6-month short-term lease and you get the first 3 months for free, just pay security deposit. And
what? You get the first 3 months for free? What are you talking about, Heather? What kind of place exists like that? I gotta find a place like that.
Last 3 months of rent, all up front, and then we have 6 months secured. That would be totally doable. I have sponsors that would definitely donate. I know this. And it's getting so close to the time the baby's born that it's like that, the housing situation, on top of all of the like social justice and politically charged things that they involve us in just for opinions and theatrics. Like, why?
What social justice things are they involving you? You mean love is love? How it's being fucking co-opted by the LGBT community? And you're like, that's my love is love. I need that. What are you talking? I don't know what she means.
Is there such a large number of people who are dedicated to the theatrics rather than the discussion? Why are they making a show like rather than a productive conversation?
You mean like the Coco Chanel YSL show? The Coco show? You mean like that?
You know, my show, the Coco Show, it was not supposed to be like this. The show that I created, and I've said this hundreds of times, the show I wrote for my company, I told Xavier and I told all of you, and I've been saying it since, I hosted a non-sexual show, variety show on OnlyFans.
Why did you just not do it on a normal streaming platform? Why would you choose OnlyFans to do that if it wasn't sexual? That was the Coco show? I thought the Coco show was just her being homeless and doing accents.
Called the Coco Show. I documented our trip to Des Moines.
Imagine going on OnlyFans thinking you're going to see like some tits and then just seeing a trip to wherever the fuck she just said instead.
Des Plaines, Iowa.
I mean, she didn't even fucking know, so I guess I'm clear on that one.
Davenport, Iowa. We were on our way to the Pacific Ocean, and we could not get there because I found out I was pregnant with twins.
I thought they were going to California. They were documenting that on OnlyFans at the time?
And we came back, and I got a job at Katir, and I began working, and I was paying for all of our Airbnbs, and just thinking that this would be, a new chance at life. I knew I wasn't ready for a baby. I suspected that there was a chance that the baby could have come as a result of some sort of assault. Xavier's sure that it wasn't. I don't think it would have been Xavier who did it. I
But Xavier was there, right? So
do feel like Xavier loves me, but I also feel like Xavier might have in that time been being victimized as well, and I have no way to prove either. I'm familiar with the effects of GHB, and I have been administered numerous different drugs without my consent being given.
in the psych holds, or just will they give you drugs if you're on a psych hold? Don't they want to see if like you're on drugs when they put you on psychiatric hold? Maybe, I don't know. I've never been on a psych hold. Maybe I should go on one. Just see how it turns out. Just for the experience,
In a number of situations. Number one, I was promoting parties at the time, and I was working at a sushi bar, and I went afterwards, my very first time in the club. It was at Primary, and a group of people gave me something, and it was not just alcohol, and apparently there are groups where this types of partying is common, enjoyable, and appreciated. So I don't think that they did it maliciously, but it definitely happened. And that was my first experience, and there are experiences like that many women have. I'm not the only one. And I feel like I'm being, what do you mean? So just go at once. Don't come in and out. You're going to get mud on your shoes. So you're going to the store. Not a fruit cup, babe. Fruit slices.
I know.
I thought he already went to the store. I thought he already went to Walgreens. So like, go to the store multiple. I mean, like if I was Xavier, I would be going to the store probably multiple times a day. I'd just go to the store once and I wouldn't come back. I'd be like, I gotta go get I don't know, air duster. I'll be back. I swear.
There's just so much, you guys, and they won't even let me out of here. Like, I'm in the tent in Lincoln Park because they make us go to one of two places. And they don't want us going to the other place anymore because I guess it's close to the lake and people can like nefariously sneak in through Lakeshore Drive and like be virtually undetected, because even though there's cameras there, there's like a little valley that goes next to Lakeshore Drive and like the walkway, and there are like several divots and like places for you to dip off. So they don't like me being there because or anyone being there because it's not safe. So then there's this place that we're at right now, and I told you guys before, everyone's been very friendly or not even acknowledged our presence at all, which is well.
I am in Ontario. I'm in Barrie, Ontario. That's where I'm at.
Welcomed over, drama. But then there was like one girl and like one fake Ed, a fake Ed. You guys, have you guys seen this? A fake ass Ed. Like, he's so fake. He's like, I don't know if someone like saw Ed when he was like 19 years old and like created a clone of what they thought he would be like at 29 or something. It's just weird. It's not Ed, and he keeps on coming around, and like things are just so weird, you guys. You guys were there with me. I went to Northwestern for lab work. I stayed there for a very, 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 very long time waiting for the lab work from Dr. Johnson's office at St. Mary's. And for her to fax it to Northwestern, never came. I posted it. I called like 30 times. Then they said they would take it to St. Joe's. I said, okay, I'm going to go to St. Joe's because right now I'm in the middle of Northwestern and St. Joe's physically. I go out the first.
I don't know, Ed. I don't know who Ed is, guys. There's a lot of people she says that I don't know. Like, I don't know who fucking she did like a whole montage of what do you call it? I don't know what you'd call it. Like, just throughout the years, all the places she was at. And I was like, I don't know who any of these people are. I thought Ed was maybe one of those guys. If you don't know who Ed is, I really don't know who Ed is. Thank you, BCG, for the 5. I like don't feel obligated to donate anything right now, guys, because if they take the channel down, it goes nowhere. It goes to YouTube. YouTube's gonna keep all that money. They're not gonna give it to me. So I don't even know, guys. I don't know what to do. I'll figure it out though. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now.
First week of every month to bring my kids groceries and like snacks and hygiene products. I have to look into ordering it from Amazon.
But I super appreciate you. Thank you.
Amazon to be shipped directly there because I'm going into contractions when I walk for more than like a mile. And then they're not helping me. Don't cry. And then they're not helping me when I call law enforcement. Not law enforcement, 911.
That's law enforcement, bro. I think you were right the first time.
And I explain the situation exactly as it's happening. Like when I move too much, I'm going into contractions. When I get to the hospital, I'm sitting down and moving. So there are no contractions and nothing's wrong. So they discharge me. 311 has had 8 tickets for us, Xavier and I, since September. They've not acknowledged a single one. They closed them without even a verbal explanation of why. And I don't know what to do. 911 disconnected twice. I told them the whole entire thing. They just hung up. Like, what the fuck, dude? What? So I don't know. They don't want us over there by Belmont anymore because it's evil. They said people are sneaking in off of the lake and doing weird, evil stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. My big kids live in the near west suburbs. My dad lives in the northwest suburb. My mom lives in the west suburb. My Alexis lives in the northwest side of Chicago. My family is all in that area, which we can't walk too easily. It's a 30-mile walk. And you guys know I've been doing it my whole entire pregnancy. I'm 29.
Serena, I've been thinking about Nick a lot lately these past couple of days. So Crow, I don't know. I don't even know if Crow likes me anymore, but Crow goes on the Flashcast and they have like connection to Nick. So I might ask him. I might have to pull out some old favors. I've been like pretty much just keeping to myself since I've been back though. So I don't really like being like, hey, I haven't talked to you in like 10 months, but I need your help with something. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I mean, if I get it, if it dies completely, that might have to be the only option.
In weeks now, that if we don't go this month, this will be the first month I've not gone. And I usually go twice a month. And there were some months we went twice a month on foot, while each of us pushing a cart with a bike strapped to the top. So I'm very athletic. I'm very in shape. I've pushed a lot of weight. I'm ready to have this baby at, 38, 39, 40 weeks, whenever he's ready to come out and meet us.
Yeah, I pitched them Soroka. I was like, you guys should cover Soroka. He's a pretty fucking interesting guy. And me and Aura were actually gonna do like a documentary on him. And then there was like way too much shit. So there's been like a little mini things here and there. But yeah, no. We were all the best of pals like 3 years ago, I guess.
But I'm also ready for the next stage of my life and for the
Mission Squirrel, thank you for the 5 pounds. Like I said, I don't feel obligated to do that. I don't want you guys wasting your money. If it does, my channel's small. I don't think if it goes down, I don't think YouTube's really gonna care. But we'll see. I don't know. And I seen Mudpit, I seen you saying to back up the channel. I am gonna, like, after the stream, I'm just saying, like, it's gonna be a long stream. And like if another one goes through while I'm on this, then I'm like, I won't have access to anything, right? So I know I do have some videos backed up, just not all of them. and I got whatever StreamYard has recorded. But also StreamYard only gives me like 50 hours of recording, so I deleted like 3 today to make room for today's stream. And I don't even know if I have the one downloaded that they struck, because I won the YouTube didn't let them strike it the first time. I read their little complaint and YouTube's thing saying, nah, you're not gonna strike this, and then it went through anyways for some reason. So anyways, I'm gonna keep going.
This chaos to be over. So long story short, I've discussed this numerous times. There are maternal panels of blood work that are advised during the second trimester that I don't care about. They're diabetic panels. I'm not doing them again. I didn't do them with Alexis, or I did do them with Alexis, but only because I worked at Northwestern and it was easy. I'd never do them again. I think they're just extra. I think they're drains on the insurance. If you're a self-pay patient, get ready to pay. I think that listening to my body, having a care team by phone, Dr. Solani, that I can call. I email him updates every, few weeks on what's been going on with me, my body, my case. And what do I mean by case? I've called the police hundreds of times about being beaten, raped, robbed, or abused, and there's been no progress made or no direct communication back from law enforcement or any other agency. So that's what I'm referring to when I say the case. I've never been arrested before.
She's been arrested before. Thank you, Diane, too, by the way. I can't tell what it is. I think it's like a lemon, given something. I can't tell what the super sticker is. Maybe, can I zoom in, actually? Let me just try that real quick here. Oh, I can zoom in. Let me see. Oh, it's like a little guy giving a present. Thank you.
Well, I've been arrested, but for nothing serious driving or underage drinking. I've never been convicted of crimes. I've never been to prison. I've never been to jail. And I don't have a criminal record at all. I think if there's a criminal record at all, it's for running through a stop sign. And as a matter of
for failing to pull over because the police were chasing. What do you mean? Yeah, it's just for failing to go to a stop sign. It was just a stop sign, guys. It was just a stop sign. Nothing else. Nothing else nefarious about it.
In fact, they arrested me for running through that stop sign after all this began. So prior to this, I definitely never had any criminal records. So prior to Dylan's release in 2019, definitely had nothing. They arrested me when I was staying with this person who they kept on funneling me to different people. I was working promos with Open Road Radio with Gina Woods, and she introduced me to this man, Andy, an older guy mechanic, probably like 50 years old. Cool guy, lived alone in a 3-4 bedroom house in Villa Park, and offered me a bedroom. And I was so grateful. I had nowhere to go at that time. I woke up and my bikini was untied. It's like the bikini that you tie at the bottom. I was wearing like a big shirt and a bikini in my own room to sleep, to bed. And it was untied. And there was
what? I think her thinks. She imagine my computer wanted to be fucking nefarious thing. What is happening back? What the fuck? I need a hairbrush.
Something there. And I didn't think it was Andy, but I felt like I had been sexually assaulted. And I went to Elmhurst because I grew up in Elmhurst, and that's where my mom lives. And I went to talk to the law enforcement there because I was scared, quite honestly. And I felt like law enforcement who I knew from high school would be the better ones to talk to.
Why? Why would you think that? Because then you could claim, well, they know the victim. They're not going to be don't you want an unbiased person who has no relation to you? Wouldn't that be the best option?
Officer Wright, he's still there, they said. I went there and I reported the sexual assault and all of the other harassments that have been taking place since the filming of the reality show and Dylan's release. And they arrested me. They arrested me that day.
For what? For filing a false report? I was going to ask if they even knew you were reporting a crime because you were friends with them, apparently. I was going to be like, maybe they thought you were just shooting the shit with them or asking, not in a professional manner, but a friendly manner, maybe legal advice or something like that. they arrested you? Like how when Letitia claimed that someone raped her, she got arrested for filing a false report? Was it like that, Heather?
For running through a stop sign, they said failure to yield, or fleeting and eluding, or failure to yield. I don't remember.
Oh, wait. Is that when they knocked on the door? No. Maybe she's telling the story wrong because I remember they knocked on the door of her place, right? And then she was in a towel and they're like, ah, what's going on? And they're like, oh, you did these things, which was the fucking chase. I'm pretty sure. I might be remembering something wrong. I got tripped up last stream. I thought that we watched something with TD. Maybe we did, but like my visual memory of it was completely different. And that's never happened to me before. So I don't know what's wrong with my brain. But I think that happened.
Either way, I didn't do that. I've been being followed and stalked and set up in fake setups, traps as they call them, for this entire time. Yet I never get convicted of anything. And these people, don't help me when I'm victimized. That's not my fight. I'm sorry. There are a lot of people messaging me, asking me for my opinions on drug use. That's not my battle. I cannot have an opinion on it because I've never personally been afflicted with that. I've never made that choice, no matter how hard my life has gotten. I have not done any drug other than pot, other than recreationally. I'm no angel, I'm no saint, even though they say I am.
I've never heard anyone call Heather a saint. That'd be a first.
Things like taking a rolls at ecstasy party. I went one rave, Victor's rave. And then I worked another night at the Freak Easy, I think it's called, and I got painted by Alex. What's that guy's name, you guys? Legal Vision, Leaks.
Who the fuck are you asking? The audience that hates you? Were you asking Xavier that wasn't there? Who's not even in the tent right now? He went to the store. Who was the guy who painted me at the rave, guys? Oh, it was Alex. What's his face? Got it.
I got painted by him, body painted, and I think I did drugs that night. And then that guy Andy and we did mushrooms together one night. We didn't do anything weird. We just watched a whole.
Maybe it would be easier if you just list the drugs you haven't done. It would save us some time.
Bunch of episodes of Burn Notice, which was my favorite show.
What? Oh, wait. No, I've never heard of Burn Notice. I thought that was the movie with fucking Brad Pitt, that really bad movie that no one liked.
And he said he was going to run to Costa Rica in the winter. And we talked about his plans for the future. And he's the third or fourth person to tell me that they were going to go to Costa Rica to move for a short or long extended period.
Awesome.
Ruben said that. And then this one Uber driver that picked me up from by Clybourne, by my storage. I used to have a storage across from Alta by Clybourne. And I called an Uber one day. And this Uber driver picks me up to take me, I don't know, to an Airbnb or out to dinner or lunch or who knows where. And he said the same thing. And you know who else said the same thing? Aaron Doty or Dowdy. He has a page here. It's so cold, you guys. Hold on a second. Oh, what is this?
I mean, it really kind of contradicts all those times that she was like, I've never been on drugs. I don't do drugs. And now she's like, oh, there's all these times I did drugs and got my body painted, I did mushrooms, I did ecstasy, I did pot, I did what else? But I mean, like, we've seen her do air duster. Did she forget she fucking videotaped that? I don't know. But yeah, what drugs hasn't she done? She's done Xanax. Oh wait, no, she's done Adderall. I don't know if she's done Xanax. Right.
Okay.
That's not gonna help Heather's paranoia at all.
He also made public reference to going to Costa Rica all around the same time, which is so weird because it's like, isn't it weird? Like, people put you in conversations that you feel like are irrelevant to your life, but then you start noticing these patterns. But yeah, pot I have found extremely helpful in dealing with my anxiety. Um, I am not a fan of, I'm not going to attack Big Pharma because there's a lot of Big Pharma that have done big things for people. Do you want to have a baby without an epidural? I don't. You know, there was a time that I had a Mallory Wise tear. Does
Here we
anyone know what
go.
that is? So a Mallory Wise tear is a tear in your esophagus. Pardon.
In your throat? Okay. I thought this was Mallory. Okay. Heather's gonna educate us. Why did you need an epidural for that?
Whoopsie.
I think she's high here too. What is going on? She keeps dropping her phone. She keeps turning off the live. She's going off about weird stuff. She's reminiscing.
But this is the Mallory Wise tear is a tear in the esophagus that I got because I took ibuprofen and Tylenol as I was instructed by any medical provider will tell you this. When you're in pain or you have a fever, alternate between acetaminophen and ibuprofen because acetaminophen has long-lasting effects on your liver when taken in toxic levels, and ibuprofen and other NSAIDs, they have effects on your GI tract. So I would switch off, boom, 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 and that's how they really tell people. And I took that and began vomiting blood. Wound up in Gottlieb Hospital ER. Please stop doing that.
Who is she? Xavier's not here right now, right? Right?
Wound up in Gottlieb Hospital ER. Excuse me, stop making drug references in my chat, please.
No, at least he's talking to the chat this time. I'm only allowed to make drug references, okay? That's it.
That's so inappropriate. Do that shit on your own chat, you creep. No, it's not that I don't like talking about drugs. I mean, I don't, but it's not that I do or don't. It's just that I'm using this to document, not to like talk about drugs. Like if you are a drug dealer, that's fantastic. I recommend that you offer your services through Snapchat rather than Instagram, because if you use Facebook or Instagram, you're going to jail. Anyways, back on track. So I started vomiting blood, you guys, and they put this like long tube through my nose. I was awake for this. They did not put me to sleep. Through my nose, into my stomach. They start squeezing this bulb. It's like kind of like this. And then there's like this long tube that goes along it. And if you have an open bleed, it's only used to detect open bleeds or retrieve poisons from the stomach. And they saw the blood, and I guess the blood was bright enough that they thought that there was an active bleed. So they let you sit for like 4 to 6 hours to see if the bleeding will resolve on its own.
I've never ever heard of that. They like how the Egyptians used to pull your brain out through your nose. They just stuck a camera down your nose, down your throat. Is that normal? What?
And I was in tremendous pain. They ended up giving me an IV because I couldn't keep anything down. And they gave me Dilaudid.
This is a real
Jesus.
thing.
I don't know if you guys have ever tried that. Like, that shit was crazy. They gave me this IV, and I was in so much pain. You guys don't understand. I think it was Orlando or Lewis that was with me. I was at Gottlieb Hospital, and I was crying and hysterically hyperventilating. And they just all of a sudden gave me this medicine, and I went from literal hysterics to just like this, asleep.
So if you throw up blood, I mean, I've thrown up blood a lot. Not anymore. I don't I don't drink to the point that I like pass the fuck out and then wake up the next day and I'm like, what? But I'd be like, fuck that shit. What's the point in that? I don't know. That's crazy.
Like nothing was even going on. They woke me up 4 to 6 hours later and they did that thing again, which I wish they would have done it while I was asleep. And the blood that was in my stomach was dark. It was getting darker. So that's how they knew that the bleed was closing. The danger with Mallory Wise is that it's not, if you don't.
Okay, the Discord is technically made. Like there'll be a members only Discord, but I just haven't like jazzed it up. I'll put it in. I'll make a community post tonight, and it's just you'll see it be made as it's being made. Because I've been kind of slacking on that, and I was gonna do it tonight. Now I gotta do some other stuff, but I'll make sure the post is at least made, and there'll be a link there.
Get to the doctor soon enough so that they could give you pain meds via IV. The pain hurts so bad, and what happened with me was the pain would hurt so bad that would induce the nausea. Have you ever been in so much pain that you literally vomit? So I would literally be vomiting from being in pain, but you can't take any sort of medicine for pain because that's causing you to bleed, and you're also vomiting from the pain.
So this is her excuse to start smoking weed while pregnant, guys. Just so we're on the same page, right? Because she's like, I couldn't take Tylenol and Advil, it caused a Mallory tear, and then there's this fucking snake camera thing that went down into her throat from her nose, and now she smokes weed. I know mission school. I want you guys to relax and enjoy yourself. I don't want you guys having to work or do anything.
If you take it, you throw it right back up. So they give you the medication via IV. So that's what I'm saying. There is a place for big pharma. But when it comes to anxiety and pain during pregnancy, I am not going to take an opiate. I am not going to take a benzo. You're insane. Absolutely not.
I don't think any doctor would advise you do that either.
And yes, I'm an anxious person. So what? You know, I've been like the best employee at my job for most jobs. Well, for many of my jobs. At a lot of different things, you know, like I've been the person that has been called on for a lot of different skill sets despite that anxiety. And so, you know, I don't believe in big pharma all the time. I don't believe that opiates or benzos have any place in a pregnancy. That's just my own personal opinion, and to that I am entitled. Just like you're entitled to your own opinion about that. Just like if you get pregnant and you're having a baby, you can choose not to take Tylenol 3s or ibuprofen 800s for risk of, which are not opiates, for risk.
There is Tylenol or Advil 800s, like 800 milligrams of fucking acetaminophen or ibuprofen. That's a lot. Like no wonder you were fucking puking blood. That is gonna make your stomach bleed. I didn't even know they made 800 milligrams of fucking Advil in one tablet. What?
Of a tear, and you can choose to take a CBD or a cream or, you know, a tea in place of that, and that is your own prerogative. And as parents and as humans, we have to understand that the first part is realizing that we can't judge others, which is why I don't like them talking about drugs on my page. We can't judge others for what they're doing because we don't.
Okay, so it's like the max amount you can take in one go, apparently. That's, yeah, and up to 4 of those a day with food or milk to lessen stomach being upset. I don't know. I don't think you needed that much Advil, but who am I to say? I've never been pregnant.
We don't want to be judged ourselves. So it's never judgment with me. It's either I don't like what you're doing and the way it affects my life, so I don't want you to be a part of my life, or I think that the way you live your life is okay, and I'm not laying on my belly, but thank you. I'm laying on my side, but thank you for your concern. My belly's right here. Okay. But thank you so much for your concern. I really appreciate it. You seem like a really sweet person. But yeah, so I just don't believe in that. And I also don't believe in living in an environment where people are allowed to say say things like this for 4 years solid, and there is no intervention from law enforcement or the feds or someone else. As I've said hundreds of thousands of times, this type of harassment is domestic terrorism. It has affected my ability to work, to function, to raise my family and my children. And I do want to press charges against everyone involved. My name is Heather Gillespie, for the record. And I do want to press charges against everyone involved. So please.
No. You don't get to like just say that after when they're like, you got to be here. You got to do the line. Well, no, she did the lineup. You got to be here for the case. And you're like, I'm in Florida hooking. I can't guess. I can't.
Track UDIDs from this chat. And if these are bot accounts, please Instagram remove them immediately, because I would like to stay focused on things that are not bullying and abusive.
I don't know. I could give you guys the right doses of other drugs. I don't know anything about it. I don't take Advil or Tylenol unless like I'm really, really hurting. Like I'm dying.
If someone is running Tor, it doesn't matter. We can still get UDIDs. Tor is propaganda. Tor is fake security. The hackers that really know what they're doing can get around any sort of firewall. What was I saying, you guys? My God, there's a lot of you here. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So I got this new candle, spiced gingerbread cookie. And I got, for those of you who know about Jamaica, while I was in Jamaica, we had to carry all of our stuff in one plastic bin like this. And I got Xavier and I each a plastic bin. And then we have our yoga blocks, and I have a yoga mat. He doesn't. I had gotten him one, but they stole mine. So he gave me back this one. And it's
Perks are too good. I can't do perks anymore. I used to do a lot of perks back in like 2010 when my lung collapsed. They were like, have like all the perks you could ever want, Steve. Be careful. Be careful.
Really thin. It's like, I would guess, about 3/4 of a centimeter. It started off at like 2 centimeters, but I've had it for so long. I've had it for like a year. I don't even know why I was telling you guys that. I'm so ADHD.
Or high.
The lab work. So yeah, I just never got the lab work. It's a bunch of poor dads in my comment. Can someone please get the poor dads out of here? Please.
That was another thing. I was like, I found the audiobook for Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's 6 fucking hours long. But I think we could split that up into 6 streams. I wouldn't make you guys suffer that. But if you're interested, I could do like a members only thing, like I don't know, once a week or something, doing an hour Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So we know what the fuck she's talking about whenever she brings that up. I don't have high expectations for it, but I don't know. Maybe it'll give us some insight.
Please get them out. I've given you guys all the answers. I gave you guys novels that people before me have prepared that answer all of these questions. So I don't feel like it's my responsibility to keep, having this argument with you. I send out 40 to 100 resumes per month, every single month. And that's only to appease the critics and the people who are wop, 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 wop. And that's you and 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 you. So if the shoe fits. I only talk about my own situation. You people talk about my situation. We are not the same. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad mentality is basically like, I was talking about my lab work, but let's go to this. Rich Dad knows that he can make money for himself, and Poor Dad thinks he has to only make money working for someone else. Poor Dad would be the one in the comments sending harassing statements.
I think this might be a Gary Vee type book, where it's like, you can accomplish anything if you put your mind to it. You should go be an entrepreneur and not work for anyone. But like, you got to have a sense of realism, when they go on Shark Tank and it's like, I put all of my life into this product and the product really fucking sucks. They'll be like, you got to go back to work. Okay. You're not having my money for this crazy fucking thing you invented. If you want, you can go fund it, but you got to go to work. Like, so Heather, you got to go to work to fund whatever fucking passion project you're thinking of here. Unless you can get someone like a shark to invest in your shit, but then they'll take like 50% of your company and then they'll call the shots. And I don't know. She should be watching Shark Tank other than fucking reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
And, being awful. It's not a dollar amount. Rich Dad can be Rich Dad without even having more than $1,000 in the bank. The point of Rich Dad is that Rich Dad is free. Rich Dad is,
What? He's free?
He's living a lifestyle that doesn't.
The Unabomber was free, bro. It didn't mean he was Unabomber was Rich Dad.
Doesn't make him want to kill himself every day, right? He has what he needs and wants, and does so in a way that allows scheduling flexibility and freedom in his work situation, etc., and so forth. That's the difference. So, like, if you look at my mom and dad, my mom was with my dad and they would call him Poor Dad. Why? Poor Dad is oftentimes incredibly morally and ethically inclined. So
I mean, that makes a lot of sense, BCG. She only talks about books well known for being liked by prisoners. She's just reading off Dylan's fucking reading list from prison. That's hilarious.
Probably wouldn't be Poor Dad going in the comments with the tooth. I take that back. Poor Dad bases most of his decisions on morals and values and ethics and the law, but mostly morals and values and ethics. He goes to work every day because that's what men do. They support their families. They go to work. They bring home their paychecks. They have dinner with their families, and this is what they do. The rich dad might do that, but the rich dad is more inclined to not want to live by the 9-to-5 culture. What is the 9-to-5 culture? In the 9-to-5 culture, everyone has a boss. So everyone has a boss.
Technically, I mean, like, I work a 9-to-5. I can basically work whenever the fuck I want, but I don't I talk to my boss maybe once every 3 months. So I don't know. I don't think I like this Rich Dad, Poor Dad fucking concept here.
Please stop doing that. You're turning off my heater and it gets very.
So poor Dad is the guy who has a reliable job and source of income, and Rich Dad is free and just whenever he sells some drugs or fucking pawns some shit, that's when you guys can eat. Rich Dad.
Very cold. Stop doing that. I'm anemic or borderline anemic. I lose feeling in my fingers and toes very, very easily. Please stop doing that.
Bro, does she think it's like Bluetooth controlled? Like James thought people were hacking his TV and his phone and stuff, like going on the Bluetooth to change the channels on him or something. Does she think it's like that with the heater? Like someone's remote control changing it on her or something and she's telling them to stop? I haven't heard Xavier make a noise. Usually I can at least hear him. He's been drumming and fucking, he's rolling his weed all the time and he's usually saying something.
But yeah, so Rich Dad, he's just more inclined to do his own thing, to kind of freestyle on shit. And just like I said, he doesn't make not having a budget. Oh God, you guys. Oh. He doesn't make not having a budget. I cannot breathe when I'm laying on my back. I cannot get comfortable laying on my side. Oof. He finds a way anyways. Rich Dad doesn't accept. We don't have the money for that. Rich Dad finds a way, with or without the help of an employer. So I want to be rich mom, right? And so I start making all these Amazon stores and all this stuff. They're not even allowing me to earn any money from them. From the very first Amazon influencer store I created at Charlie Keen's house.
Here we go with the Charlie Keen story again.
All the way through the different business endeavors that I have built: t-shirts, fine art sales, sunglasses sales, waist trainers, and other fitness accessories. I've been in this hole of control from whoever since Dylan was released from prison. I'm not in prison. I'm outside in a field of grass at Lincoln Park in a tent, begging the authority to step in, to help me, to offer me a safe, stable place for me and my baby and, my family to grow and be together and happy and, conscious of each other's needs and create memories and good times and cook and clean my own home and, do business on my computer and network with people online and all of these things. It's just confusing.
Get away from Xavier. Go to a shelter. Get some social assistance. Something. There has to be some options. And I think Xavier is probably your biggest obstacle. But Xavier is probably also the one that gets her weed and shit. So I don't know. Now you gotta choose between a better life or weed and subpar dick. I don't even. I don't know. Maybe Xavier's fucking packing, and that's why she's staying with him. I have no fucking clue, guys.
Can't make sense of it. So I went to Northwestern 2 days ago. I posted all the proof. Sat there all fucking day long waiting for the labs. Supposedly they were sent. Alma at Dr. Jenkins and Patrice at Dr. Jenkins insisted at least 10 times each, yes, they're there. They were not there. They kept checking the fax and the email.
I mean, he's homeless, right? I think like any homeless guy is gonna have. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be judging.
They were not there. Then the exact same thing happened yesterday with St. Joseph's, except for every time I would call St. Joseph's lab, it would sound like I was being transferred to like some random gay guy's voicemail, like his personal voicemail. He was like, yeah, this is St. Joseph's outpatient lab. Just leave a message or something like that. Like, what? This is not the hospital, you guys.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, they did. They did change his dick size.
So I don't know. They don't call. They don't send me my lab orders. I've gone to a million different doctors and I've reported all of this to my insurance, which is Molina through the state of Illinois. I've also asked to switch insurance policies, thinking that maybe that could be the issue. I don't know.
I don't know either, Heather.
I guess that's it. There's nothing really else to update. Everything is the same cycle of confusion.
You're gonna do 3 more lives after this. That's all the updates, guys. That's all the updates for today. Did she say she'll be back? Because she was definitely fucking back.
Xavier went to get us breakfast. I feel conflicted because
he's not even. Yeah, Xavier's gone. This has been a long time to get breakfast. I mean, he's probably enjoying his time. Oh, we're only halfway through this? Wait, what? What could you possibly go on about for another 21 minutes, Heather? What the fuck?
There are some days that, like, he offers me McDonald's Big Breakfast, which I love. It's so good, but like once a month. Or like some other sort of like 2 cheeseburgers or something. And I'm like, babe, or like he'll come back with like 30 tacos. And he's like, here, eat tacos. I'm like, whoa. Like that is an obscene amount of tacos. I just need 2, maybe 3.
Okay, so Ed is the guy who paid for her to have a cell phone for a long time and paid for her Merciful Storm blog, which is apparently the narrative, but it is that blog is something else.
But I'm not really being given much freedom. I last saw my son last month. Haven't seen Viviana for 2 months. I last saw her at her job when she still worked at, the mall. And at the one.
Heather's life is like a homeless telenovela. I don't. Fucking Ed found out about Eric, and then there was Dylan in prison, and then we got Xavier up in here, and all the baby daddies. Like, it's like the Mindy Project, but fucking homeless.
Place she was working at. And I haven't seen Alexa.
I don't know if anyone even knows what the Mindy Project is. That's a very obscure reference, I guess.
Since my daughter Alexis, since May 26th. So today's December 5th. or 6th. So it's been too long. These are children I have had primary custody of their entire lives. So
Primary joint custody, right?
I still have custody of them in the eyes of the court. So like, who is this nefarious like being that doesn't let me be a mom? I wonder if I could turn off the filter.
There's a filter?
That's pretty.
I don't think my eyes work. I can't tell the difference between any of the. Did she switch filters?
And then there's just regular me, no filter. Ooh, look at that morning hair. Thank God you guys can't smell my morning breath, because last night we had steak burritos. We split it in half. Xavier had one, I had the other half. And then we came here and laid down. And ow, oh my God, you guys, my tailbone, ouchie. I fell asleep within like 30 seconds of arriving here. And my breath when I woke up this morning was literally hot. I literally could feel it.
Should it, like, what is she talking about? Like, I don't. Doesn't that mean like you're warm inside? I don't know. She's homeless. Do you think that she'd be happy about that?
My lips are feeling dry.
Her tits too, man. I don't know, maybe.
I don't even know.
My tits are hot,
I don't
guys.
want any drama. I want like peace.
Me too. The blue tent was dope.
My baby. I take this walk every month to see my kids, and I'm feeling so guilty and like such a fucking asshole. I get contractions every time I walk for more than like 100 feet. We went to Target on Division to go get Tide Pods.
Where are you at? That's almost 4:20. What happened to my thing there? It's almost midnight for me. It's almost 4:20 for you, or maybe it's almost 4:20 on Heather's stream, and she's gonna get more high, gonna get more nefarious. Oh, I mean, this looks like a nicer setup than what I'm usually seeing of the tent.
Thank you for visiting my crib.
You got the keyboard, you got the. I think I could live in a tent, guys. Maybe. Should we try it?
Yeah. So we went to Target on Division to get Tide Pods. And I tried walking like back towards the Metro so that we could go do laundry and then jump on the Metro and bring the kids groceries and just little goodies that I like to drop off. Even if they're not home, I leave them on the steps so that they know that I love them and miss them. And please stop doing that. It's whoever is like manipulating my life today. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm cold.
I was gonna wait till the end of this one to have another smoke break because I did the first one kind of early. I just needed to, shake that shit off. I'm good now. I'm confident. I was confident last time, and look what happened. But I am confident this time. I've regained my confidence. Everything will be okay, even if it's not. We'll make it okay. We'll make it okay. But yeah, I think like maybe we should. This is a nice face. It's the butt face, not the butt lips face. That's what I remember Smitten Kitten saying that once. Yeah, it's been like 2 hours and 20 minutes. You guys want to do a smoke break? What is the time we're at? Let's see. What? 35 minutes. Yeah. Let's do one. And we'll keep the butt lip face up here. Cause that's cool. I don't know what you're talking about. Skeleton. I don't know. Heather looks cute. I mean, look at that face. Obviously. All right. Let me. Do you want to listen to the same song? Should we do another song? That's not the right banner. This is the. Maybe I should use this banner sometime. Whoa. I don't know where that came from. Let's rock. Nah, we're gonna do this one. All right, I'll be right back, guys. whoa, we won. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I had to clean my bong. Might have to get more thing. I'm out of breath. But let's see this old face. The old face. Bum. So zoomed out. Okay, that is zoomed out all the way. I find that hard to believe, but I'll have to take the computers were woo. Yeah, that's right.
I'm not a Nordic. I'm from this area. I've always lived in heat. Okay, I'm 36 years old. I've been living in heat my entire life. I don't know how to live without it. I began to have claudication in my fingers and toes.
The fuck is claudication? Opposite of James. James is Norwegian and from the cold. Whoa. Where's.
Please stop fucking around with my tent from the outside. They're so annoying.
I made that music, Des. I appreciate you liking it.
That's what they do whenever I'm about to make a point they don't want to be known.
Like a cat.
You guys.
Like an
I'm
animal.
about to have a baby. My other tattoo. I'm not going to tell you what it says. It's so embarrassing.
Is that the Dylan tattoo?
But I'm 29 weeks pregnant. I'll be 30 weeks pregnant in 2 days. And I'm going into contractions if I walk for longer than like 3 blocks at a time. And I don't want to go into labor in the suburbs. I have no hospital to deliver there. There's no hospital within walking distance. If an ambulance came and picked me up, they would take me, not Xavier. All of our stuff, what will we do with it? Like, I'm just I want to stay close to Northwestern and get and have my baby there. I worked there for 5 years as Klizma, 3 years as NMFF or whatever it was called. I trust the doctors that work there. I know them like on a personal basis, many of them, like personal as you get.
Angela, thank you for becoming a member. I didn't even see that. There's like a little start section though, and I was like, "There's another one there." Appreciate you, thank you.
At work, sitting next to someone every single day, you know.
If the channel does get like taken away, I'm pretty sure you get like the membership money back because there won't be a channel to be a member too. So if they don't, then we can leave a thing against YouTube over there. So yeah, that's
you start to learn about what they like and don't like, what they believe and don't believe, morals and values and ethics. And I'm pretty much in line with most of that for all of the people that I worked with. So I feel safe and comfortable and like it's a healthy decision to deliver there. I just don't know what else to do, you know? I don't know what else to do. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know how many times I can call the labs or Dr. Solani or Dr. Johnson. Dr. Solani is not an OB-GYN. He's a primary care physician. He treats me for, like I said before, every police report that I filed, every single time I get raped or like beaten or robbed, I write it up and I email it over to his office. I CC my lawyer, Nick Albuquerque, my mom, my dad, not my dad. My dad doesn't have an email address, but my mom, and whoever else I can think of, like random sponsors, people from different domestic abuse support groups and things of that nature. When I connected with them, when Dylan first got out and was beating me and stuff. So there are long lines of paper trails on, everywhere. And I just don't know what to do. This is ridiculous. All these people know, hundreds of thousands of people know, at least hundreds of thousands, probably more. That show, specifically the episodes that Dylan and I were in, got really, really high views, a lot of viewers. And but you guys don't understand. Before that, I was doing sexy entertainment, so I had my.
Did she like? Wait. I thought it wasn't sexy entertainment. What do you got? Then did she think like, oh, I'll end the live. It'll catch it because it's like gonna clip it or something? Did she just try to catch herself? She's on something, man. She's slipping and tripping, telling us about all the drugs she's done when she says she's never done drugs, fucking saying she did sexy time stuff when just like not even 30 minutes ago she said I've never done sexy time. It was a variety show on OnlyFans, okay? It wasn't supposed to be sexy.
And bartending and serving, doing
bartending, yeah,
catering and lingerie, and creating custom content and selling it online on Cam and things like that. So there are a lot of people who know me and are aware of the situation, and that makes it even more scary. Like, it makes it more comforting because I know those are the people who are feeding me and like making sure we're okay and stuff. But then it also makes it more scary because it's like, if all these people know and have known this whole time that all this stuff is going on, but none of them have stepped in to help, what do I do?
I think I know what's going on with the heater. Because it's a fucking heater and it's a space heater, it's going to heat up the place until it hits a certain temperature, then it's going to shut off. Then it's going to wait until it dips under usually about 2 or 3 degrees from the set temperature, and it's going to kick back on and then go about a degree up. So it's going to fluctuate. So I think she thinks that somebody's turning it off on her nefariously, so she goes and keeps turning it back on, but it's probably just doing what it's designed to do. That's my theory on the whole space heater thing, because I have a space heater. I know they fucking work. That's what I think.
Like, what chance do I have alone if all these hundreds of thousands of people know and haven't been able to help? It's just scary. But that's about it. I hope you guys have a great day. And
I guess the hair dryer, that's why she likes the hair dryer. She can just let that shit fucking run.
I'll keep you guys updated. I guess what I'm going to do about the blood work is just probably, so I don't know. I'm thinking about calling my kids and telling them, look, I'm going to come out at the end of the month on the Metro with the Christmas gifts and the groceries at the same time. But usually I go out there the first week of the month and bring a bunch of snacks, as much as I can, like 2 or 3 bags, which is not that much, but it helps. And please stop calling my phone talking about shit that is not my life. I have never been a drug user. I most certainly don't know any drug dealer.
I've never been a drug user, even though I just went over all the drugs that I did. We need that BCG. If X ever leaves her and you can get in touch with them, we need the inside scoop.
Money. I most certainly have never taken a high-risk loan. I have excellent credit other than my student loans. I've never even had a credit card in my name. Please stop. Please. All of you fucking losers who are blogging on Reddit, all of this lie and bullshit, like, just shut the fuck up.
She's mad at this. She's mad at the subreddit now? Okay.
Shut up. Stop saying things that damage my reputation. I have 3 children. I am not the problem here. Protecting my own reputation and likeness for myself, as well as the future of my family. Like, I'm not the problem here. Stop saying fake, malicious, slanderous, libelous things. All of them are resulting in various impacts on my life, my overall well-being, my mental health, and my financial situation. All of them are criminally chargeable.
Look, X, like Xavier, he has the patience of a fucking monk. I would not be able to put up with all this every fucking day. Like, she wakes up, it's the narrative every fucking day. And then especially she's like, you're not Xavier, you're somebody else, you're in his skin, and blah, 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 blah. Like, just no fucking way, Jose. So Xavier, yeah, I don't know why he's still here.
All of them are also, I could sue for them. I believe that's why they're making all these people like crackheads and fucking losers, poor people. That's why they're making all the poor people go in my inbox. And rich people, all the rich dads out there, that's why I have to keep my sponsors so low key and so what's that word, confidential. Even the people who help me with my children, like when I need grocery money, or not grocery money, Christmas money or birthday money, even all of those people, I don't announce that. I say thank you. I don't not say thank you so and so because I'm ungrateful or ungrateful. I'm incredibly grateful. More grateful than you ever know. And let me say thank you again right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you 1,000,000 times. Thank you. If you are someone who's just been watching, thank you.
One thank you for each certificate that I have. 1,000,000 thank yous.
If you are someone who has been watching and offering, assistance in any way, whether it's a nice comment or a supportive, thank you as well. If you're someone who's offered money or a safe place to live or some sort of intervention from, specialized ops teams, thank you 1,000,000,000 times. To all of you, thank you. But what was I talking about, you guys? Oh yeah, I have to keep most of my sponsors super low key because
they're the rich dads. She is tripping, bro.
once these thirst buckets find out that people want to help me, they're like, oh, well, why won't that person help me? Well, let me call that person for help, or let me incentivize that person to help me better.
What?
Well, not everyone who helps me is a saint.
What? I was expecting her to be like, then they'll tell them how crazy I am and they won't want to give me money anymore. You're worried about people like getting money from them. Like you think that they're going to steal your sponsors because there's homeless people out here watching your content. What the fuck are you trying to say here, Heather?
You know what I mean? Some of the people who help me are just barely getting by on their morals and values. Like they clearly need help in that area. And
is that what you're exchanging for the money? Like you're going to instill morals and values on them and then they pay you for it? Are you like a life coach to these people?
And I think the reason why God keeps allowing them to come into my life is because God knows that I am morally sound. I have manners, I have morals, I have values, I have ethics, I am sound, more so than most people. There are people who are raised without love and without church and without, things. I have these understandings that have ingrained certain patterns and traits in me that I believe God wants to rub off onto people who were not raised that way, people who didn't have the blessing of being raised in a household full of love, et cetera, and so forth. That doesn't mean there wasn't a lot of abuse in my household. There was duality. It's always present. But there was a lot of love,
Love is love. A lot of love.
So, and love is not sex. As you guys know, I always say that. So I have to keep these sponsors for the most part very super low keyed. And that's the part for me that's the hardest, because I want to walk up to one of them face to face and grab them by their hands and let them see like the pain in my eyes and my heart. And while my tears well up in my eyes, without my control, I used to always tell my parents, you think I want to cry? My mom and dad would get so pissed. They'd be like, shut up. Stop crying before I give you a reason to cry. And I would just be there, just bawling, tears just nonstop. And I would say to them, like, when I would calm down, like, do you think that I want to cry? Like, do you think that I want to be so affected by the abuse, by the bullying, or by the situation? Whatever the situation is, however it affects the person that doesn't have a single tear, it is clearly not affecting me in that same way. Like, I'm clearly standing there in tears. My grandma's the same way. They call it Heyoka empath. They call it highly intuitive. They call it very compassionate.
She's high. She forgets what she's fucking talking about today.
Feel the energy. You feel the energy of the surroundings, and it makes you emotionally present, whether you want to feel that shit or not. Empath, but I don't want my sponsors to get robbed or hurt. And when they go away, it hurts my feelings, because I feel like I haven't done a good enough job, like being discreet or keeping them, protected. And I can't even protect myself anymore. You see me at a 10, in Lincoln Park. So I guess at the end of the day, where we're leaving things is, this is the update where we're leaving things. I've been calling for my lab work to be done over and over and over.
We already heard that this is the end of the update. She's going to give us another 6 minutes of update, though. In her eyes. I was trying to pause it before. Hold on.
Playing game.
Let me see these. Let me see these eyes of yours, Heather. Actually, okay. I thought the pupils were bigger, but I can tell zoomed in and enhanced that they're not that big. They're actually pretty normal size. Back here, they look bigger for some reason.
I have established care with an OB-GYN. I don't think I want to continue seeing her because she wants to deliver at UIC. So I think I am just going to hang out in the area of Northwestern to make sure that I deliver at a hospital that I know and trust, with doctors who I know and trust. And I am not going to stop trying to get that lab work so that I can have a reasonable explanation documented as to why these hospitals are being investigated, because that's what needs to happen next. And we need to figure out what's going on with patients' vitals and sensitive patient information that's being lifted, because it is happening.
That would be a really smart move, Cheryl. If fucking Xavier is like, all right, I'll move back in without Heather and I'll get custody of the kid. Maybe that's what'll happen. I don't think so, but maybe, hopefully.
In record quantities. And this is going to give area detectives.
Hopefully this gives Xavier some paternal instinct, maybe. Maybe that'll kick in, hopefully.
And the FBI a really clear legal reason to start looking into things. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has been complaining of these types of issues with these medical facilities. Enough of them piling up will be enough from sane people. Piling up will be enough for the FBI or other organizations to open larger investigative, cases. I think you should also start with First Community because I think they were hit harder. When I went to the hospital in 2020 to get medical records from the medical records that were altered in 2015, I requested a formal audit on my medical record. I saw someone there who really, really, really resembled someone who I know to be a heavy hitter in the intellectual property niche. This is a small community hospital. Okay, a person of this caliber who does business in this volume.
There was a photo shoot. It was just her like in a field, I think, with like a leaf on her head or something. Maybe not a leaf. I think they spent it on, what was it? The makeup set? Like just more makeup. I think that's all they did. The photo shoot. Yeah, the fucking photo shoot. I don't know where the winter clothes went. I think she's just like, I bought them winter clothes. Trust me.
Would have no business at a hospital like that unless they were there for a nefarious purpose. So I'm pretty sure that this has been going on in the medical system for 3 years. I would start with, that. And then Xavier's father told Xavier on the day that I told you guys about that realtor lady, Jessica Macy is her name, with Redfin. Supposedly, and she gave a donation, which was $100. So thank her very much. That's how I got these boxes and bins and did laundry last night. So that's appreciated. But she gave me that donation and she said, whatever your father's budget is for you guys, she said this to Xavier and I, have him give me a call. We will work with it. We can definitely find something in the $800 to $1,200 range. It's not going to be a downtown penthouse loft, but it's also not going to be a tent in Lincoln Park. So Xavier went outside to get his shoes from his father, some Nikes that his father dropped off because he's been wearing flip-flops every day. And his father dropped off his Nike shoes and told him to put them on. I was going public. His father hates it when I go public, but I don't like the fact that he's outside with no fucking shoes on, in socks with his toes cold. His father told him that I was berating them on the live video and that me talking and exposing my life on the live video is, he doesn't like that and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the deal, father-in-law, Mr. Montoya, grandfather to my child, supposedly. I would know because you don't have any sit-down conversations with me, and every time I text you, you ignore me.
So that would affect the biology of the kid? The fucking bloodline of the kid somehow? You don't fucking sit down and talk to me.
Don't go live, you don't get my message. So here I am, and if you're okay with your son being used and abused and having no shoes, then I don't like you.
I wonder if she meant to make that rhyme. That was a pretty good rhyme. Used and abused, and he's got no shoes. Heather should be a rapper.
So I'm gonna keep going
Rap.
live when Xavier is having problems. Xavier is unemployable virtually, and I apply to 40 to 100 jobs a month every single month and send my resume out and have a bio section here on Instagram.
The chick in the park wanted to give you a job, the emergency room nurse, and you were like, nah.
As well as on Facebook, as well as on Twitter, and no one is calling. So your son has done things like stolen donuts and coffee from Grubhub, like sent an order. Listen to this, you guys. Fucking Xavier. He told me this story and I laughed. I couldn't help myself. He stole one donut and one cup of coffee from Stan's, but didn't eat it. Just went to work, picked up the order, went back home, went to sleep. Woke up because he drank a beer. He was depressed and wanted to throw himself in front of a truck. That's what he said before he met me. And
you made this better? How? I mean, I could picture someone being like happy and then meeting Heather and wanted to throw yourself in front of a truck, but this is before he met you?
Woke up the next day with the app frozen on that one order and got on his fucking bike and brought the 12-hour-old cold coffee and donut to the customer and got fired. What the fuck? So that's what I'm dealing with. But he is amazing when it comes to art, fine art. He's not the best at communication, but he's good at music. He's good at, playing the piano, playing the drums. He's not good at writing, but he's good at digital art. So there's a lot he can be doing, but we need to be doing it in a rich dad capacity, not a work for someone 9 to 5. And I have the exact same thing.
I mean, that's really bad if you can't even work for Grubhub or whatever the fuck that was.
I can work at any 9 to 5. I can be successful anywhere that I'm put or that I'm hired at or that I choose to go from a 9 to 5 capacity and still be rich dad at night and be running my side hustles online and doing accessory sales and make a TikTok shop and all of that. I just need a safe, stable place to do so. And I'm 29 weeks pregnant and I'm missing my children and I'm still not receiving any response from anyone in the government. And I want to know what's going on. Please. So that's the update. I love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I'm just waiting for Xavier to get back with breakfast. And then I'm probably going to try to do some stretching and yoga in the tent because my body hurts really bad. The hospital is offering me nothing for assistance. And you guys have a great day. I'll check in tomorrow or later.
That was live where she's like, that's the update 3 fucking times. 3 times. So there's still 2 more lives left, guys. I don't know what she needed to come back on to say, but this. Are you fucking kidding me? This one's 41 minutes. This one's 41 minutes. How long is this other one? 17 minutes. Hold up. We're almost at 3 hours. What the fuck? Fuck. Okay. Are we gonna be able to get through it? I don't fucking know. We'll try. I haven't even been given that much commentary. Heather.
Husband or the man's job to take care of a pregnant woman and unborn child.
Why is it always do this? It's green.
Like, and how do we extinct your gene? Because your genealogy is, women are supposed to be treated like soft, delicate, beautiful creatures of God, goddesses. We grow humans, we grow entire people. And then we give them love, even when they have boogers or vomit or blood on themselves. And like, it doesn't affect us. Mothers and women are like a special breed of people, like beautiful people. So I don't know. I could have gone and gotten my own pineapples and
a breed of people, huh? I mean, your gender, yeah.
Use the restroom indoors, which I love doing. Xavier poops in bags outside. I poop only indoors. So you're
She's doing that thing again.
you get your facts from a person who approached me saying that his brother was uh, some sort of authority with the district attorney, and that God and his brother sent him to help me and offer me that apartment on the Gold Coast for safety and protection, which was all clearly a lie. So Xavier tells the truth. Where? Xavier.
Heather, what the fuck, Heather? What was she just saying before she did that thing where she goes away and comes back? Because that just took me out. I'll remember it again. What there was something fucking weird. I don't know.
Xavier doesn't talk to anyone.
I was gonna go back, but we can't. We can't go back. There's gonna be any time.
Xavier's actions tell lies. His intentions are always to take care of me, but then through some sort of external malicious third party, things start, taking place. You will be caught. I believe in God. I believe in good, and I believe that in the presence of evil, good will always win. Always. That's what I believe. So Xavier and I are married in a monogamous relationship where we both respect gender roles, and he's honest with me and I'm honest with him.
They're not married, are they? When did this marriage happen? When did this homeless marriage happen?
And the relationship started as a result of some fucked up circumstances. Very scary. I feel like it was almost forced, but now it's too late because I fell in love with him.
It's doing that thing.
And I'm pregnant. And like I said before, God doesn't give people children who he doesn't think deserve children. God doesn't make mistakes. You people do. I do. God doesn't. The twins were passed away at 18 weeks. I wanted to literally have like the longest term birth control that was possible. I got the shot. It's 3 months. Depo, even though I already got pregnant on it.
I thought you were gonna be like, well, God did that. I didn't do that. God did it, guys. It was God. Just like why did God let Sandy Hook happen? That's what the God says.
I got pregnant on it again. It was an arm
Maybe
shot.
like...
I always think giving my injections in my tongue. I think I still have a dose of it in my bag, in case anyone's looking. Not that I'm selling Depo-Provera on the black market or anything.
Okay, so that's what. So I remember someone saying that she said she had the Depo blah blah blah. I don't know what that is. Apparently, it's like kills the baby, right? I don't even know what is she talking about. What are you talking about, Heather? Why would you say that?
Just kidding. The point is,
just kidding.
You guys, the babies passed away December 26th, and I struggled to allow myself to accept that I was even pregnant because it was just the wrong time.
Wait, she said terminated? Did she say terminated? Oh yeah, hold up. We're only 3 minutes in. I guess we can go back.
Weeks. I wanted to literally.
Okay, hold on.
I think I still have a dose of it in my bag. The twins were passed away at 18 weeks. I wanted to literally have like the longest term birth control that was possible. I got the shot. It's 3 months. Depo, even though I already got pregnant on it, I got pregnant on it again. It was an arm shot. I always think giving my injections in my tongue. I think.
Okay, so she does have it. It's a birth control. What happens if you take it if you're already pregnant? I don't think I heard her say terminated. Let me just put it back a little bit further.
Forced, but now it's too late because I fell in love with him. So that's it, and I'm pregnant. And like I said before, God doesn't give people children who he doesn't think deserve children. God doesn't make mistakes. You people do. I do. God doesn't. The twins were passed away at 18 weeks.
Okay.
I wanted to literally
have like
the longest term birth control that was possible. I got the shot. It's 3 months. Depo, even though I already got pregnant on it, I got pregnant on it again. It was an arm shot. I always say give me my injections in my tent. I think I still have a dose of it in my bag in case anyone's looking. Not that I'm selling Depo-Provera on the black market or anything. I'm just kidding. The point is, you guys, the babies passed away December 26th, and I struggled to allow myself to accept that I was even pregnant because it was just the wrong time in
Oh,
my mind.
geez.
But it's
That's
not
not
about
me.
my timing, it's about God's timing. And that's never been more clear than ever, given the fact that I'm pregnant again and about to have a healthy baby, you know? So I don't know where Xavier's at. He said that he would be back in 10 minutes and he's not. He locks me inside of the tent when he goes so that no one hurts me. I have been attacked multiple times. Someone ripped the wall off of our tent and kicked me in the face.
It's a tent. You could just like slash through it. Why does the lock need to be on the outside? Wouldn't it make more sense to be on the inside so someone like you can't pick the lock? You can let Xavier in, you know? Is he locking her in the tent?
I report it here because I've already filed too many police reports that they don't do anything about to even give a fuck
I guess she could just use the
about anymore.
scissors. Like if she really gets stuck in there, she's got those scissors that she was like, "Go murder this person, Xavier," with the scissors and the mace.
I probably have close to, like, no exaggeration, 200 online police reports filed without a joke. And how many times have I sat down? Hi, baby. Hi. Good morning. Mommy is doing a live. We're talking about Daddy and where he went. He was supposed to go get us pineapples and fruits and scrambled eggs and some water. And that was an hour ago and he hasn't been back. What are you doing? I already texted your brother and your sisters. I said, have a good day. I said, your brother is getting so big in my tummy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to take the walk out there to drop off the groceries. I'm definitely going to come at least once this month on the Metra. Um, but I don't want you to be born early, little baby. I hope your brother and sisters understand, you know, they're kids. So I'm sure they do. But at the same time, it's like they've been affected by this tremendously as well. It's been 4 years. But let me finish her live. So, anyways, at the end of the day, I don't want to be involved in any of this exposing. Um, I don't believe in the ugly parts of the world, and I believe that the more we focus on the good over the evil, and the more we help every situation be handled with the care, compassion, respect, and goodness that it deserves, the more we will squash out the evil. Like the people who walk by and for no other reason than they're nasty than they're just nasty, awful people start confrontation because we're in a tent. Like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? This is not the
Who's doing that? Who's starting confrontations because they're in a tent in public? Big crazy, probably yelling about stuff.
life I want. I'd much rather be paying rent, you know? God handles all of those really hateful, abusive, nasty people. And so it's not our job to do so on earth. It's our job to come up with solutions to the hate. So
It's freezing. It's freezing.
if someone comes over here and so, like they did on Monday, and disconnected something from our, you know, little camp here, and they stole another one of Xavier's cell phones that he found. We found
That he found, you know. Maybe they're stealing the phone back because it sounds like it's stolen.
like 5 cell phones over the last year. Well, didn't find them. Will gave me one, an iPhone 8 that I got $50 for at the iPhone Recycle ATM. Either they've been donated or we found them. And he found one on the side of the road by Belmont Harbor, an iPhone, I think 13. And literally, this bitch steals the phone out of our cart and then is telling Xavier in person, "You stole my phone." And I'm sitting there like,
this woman is insane. The phone was found with no one around it on the side of my iPhone doesn't map you to someone's like coordinates of where they are. Like it tells you like an approximation.
Yeah, I bet you know what your phone looks like though, and you can make it ring, like you can make it beep with the Find Your iPhone thing.
At Mariano's,
Is she crazy?
and she goes directly up to Xavier and she's like, "You stole my phone." And Xavier's like, "No, I definitely didn't." And she steals the phone out of our belongings.
Yeah, because I think you stole it from her.
Which is in itself a felony.
She probably left it somewhere, and then you stole it back. They're stealing back as.
I didn't go in her house and break and enter into her house and steal her belongings. Ours. So it's just been
other things is like finders keepers. Like if you see something lying around, you take it. It's automatic. It's yours now. Doesn't matter if like the person like has identification to be able to get it. It's just Heather's now.
In situations like that where it's like God handles those, you know, we don't even have to speak for those. We don't even have to speak for those. I'm using it as an example for you guys to show you how much hatred there is. How would I handle a
just like
situation like that other nasty girl who came over here and like pulled out the outlet and was like, "I pay rent and I'd love to live in a tent." And I was like, "Really?" Well, if you'd love to live in a tent, then as an ER nurse, I'd do much better than you anyways. And I'll pay the rent and you can come live in this tent. And like, she's just so hateful and like wanted to fight and was drunk. So there was really
and said she'd give you a job, according to Xavier.
nothing. The best way you can handle that situation with love is to just let the person get away from you. And then just plug back in. You know what I mean? Like these people are searching desperately for attention, it seems, and involving themselves in situations that they require attention, but not the way they're handling it. Like if you see a homeless person, evil will harm that person, steal from that person, further exploit that person. Goodness, godliness would never engage in anything like that. If you see a person who can barely even feed themselves at the time due to whatever oppressive state they're living in, why would you make that harder on the person? That's evil. And so I just firmly believe that
the hand tattoo.
At the end of the day, good will win, as it always does, and God will win. And the people who are editing.
Yeah, she was like, "Here's the scissors and the mace, Xavier. Attack a woman. Why would you want? Why would you want a boyfriend to attack a woman? That sounds crazy, Heather. Very unbecoming.
Photos and videos and making my tooth look bogus and being mean and nasty and hypocritical and judgmental and rude and abusive.
I don't know what's going on over there.
They'll learn the hard way. I've never been, in all the years I've been online, I've never once been in someone's comments being mean. Not one single time. So it's always very interesting to me. It's like Gary Vee always says, like how just analyzing the people who are writing and analyzing like the commentary.
Right. I fear for their safety too. Her thing keeps like doing that thing. It's not frozen because the thing's spinning, and this is a copy. It'll come back if I start jumping around. I mean, it's going pretty long. I might have to jump around it. I should have edited this more. I didn't edit this one. I just was like, it's 40 minutes, so I can just play it. Very pedestrian. Very pedestrian. Wah wah. The sound of the police. Edward fucking Scissorhands. All right, what is going on, Heather? Let's see. Oops. All right, what's wrong with the controls already? Let's. Whoa. Spinning, spinning, and spinning, spinning, and spinning. Whoa, here we go. She's back. Oh, is this the one? Xavier's back finally, and he's gonna start playing music and shit. This is a crazy one, I think. Thank God. I guess she went away to do drugs. Hold up. We gotta get it from the beginning here. Okay, there. It'll come on soon from here. Oh, that's good to know.
You really recording? It's recording.
Why do you I expressed to you, hey babe, do you want to do a live for the production page
You
of
let
you
me answer.
playing? And you said, yeah, sure, I'll play in the background of you speaking. And I said, nope, I'm not going to be speaking on this. I'm just going to get a vibe check of the tent for GoPro solo page. And you said, okay. Then I go live and you say, are you recording?
Well, this is so much better already, guys. Damn, Heather. Can you just let him be, Xavier? Why can't he speak? Why can't he speak and ask questions? Come on.
Do you understand that in a live there are no edits?
What is that? I don't think he's playing anything. I think he's just mashing keys. I don't know what song this is. I don't know.
And this drum cease.
People have told me that Xavier actually knows how to play drums. What is he doing?
It's impossible to play the drums on here.
Oh my God.
It's not possible though. Hold on. There's a video.
Babe, play something beautiful. Here it goes. It's really good, babe. Babe, they want to see your antenna.
No way.
No way? Why not? No. Why no way?
He said he'll show you his antenna for $100.
Let me get. All right. Hold up. I've already fucking paused you, guy, you crazy motherfucker. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll show you a guy who can play drums on a keyboard. It's pretty fancy. What? This guy. This guy will show you the way. He'll show you the way.
And now, how about drums? An instrument everybody loves. We have beautiful drums instruments right in the product case. Listen to this. Bass drums, snare drums, crash cymbal, hi-hat when it is closed, and when it is open, a crash cymbal, and small drums called tom-toms. Now, let's learn how to play a rock and roll rhythm. Rock and roll is very simple, just 4
He's going to teach us.
counts, and on every count, play the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the first beat and the third beat, play the bass drum. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And on the second and fourth, play the snare drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He gets crazy.
This is rock and roll.
This is
Let's
rock.
play double time for the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play a little faster. Double bass. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fantastic product. The creative.
I'd buy it. So yeah, no, maybe we should send Xavier this video and we can teach him. We can show him the way, you know? Show him the way of whoever this guy is and his little drum keyboard. It's basically the same thing as a keyboard, right? So yeah, now is this okay? It's showing this again. It's like church music. I'm asleep now. Nice. I'm It's like, is that my computer or is it them?
Okay, babe. That was so good. Good
It
job.
was just notes, man.
That was really
I love Xavier. It was just notes. I'm gonna say that the next time I play a song and someone's like, "That was really good." It was just notes, you know. Like every other song, just notes, guys. Come on.
really good.
You didn't let me come up with
No, yes,
write
you did.
something
That was
ahead of
so
time.
good.
I promise next time I'll prepare it
That was
ahead of
fantastic.
time.
Thank you so much for
you so
sharing
much.
that with us.
Yeah, this is like a rare glimpse of them actually getting along watered down. It's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I like it.
So much.
Thank you. Guys are not followers of Insta. That's where
Okay, I put a bunch of lives together, I'm guessing, is what happened here, and it's like going in between them, and that's why it's how long is it? 41 minutes. We're halfway through this, though. That scared the fuck out of me, the volume change. I'm okay now.
I keep all of the documentation for all the stuff that's been going on. And I'm really interested in downloading the movie Maleficent with Angelina Jolie. I just read a really enticing article that she was interviewed and saying like Hollywood is so unhealthy.
Whoops.
It's so bad for anyone. Like there is no one who can live a healthy lifestyle and operate functionally in Hollywood. If it looks like they're lying. And so I'm trying to.
I think there's a lot of rich people in Hollywood, though, right?
To kind of navigate how can I put this? In the small piece of Hollywood that I've been exposed to, would agree.
So this is the last live of the day. Okay. So this is the TikTok live. This was her 5th live, the 5th one. And then the last thing I have here is just like her stories. You might actually skip her stories. They're not that important. I could even save them for like next week, if there is a next week. I mean, like, if worse comes to worse, I guess I could just use the other channel, but I don't know. I can't like I pay for fucking StreamYard on this channel. It means I'd have to like switch everything. I have to repay for it. It's a thing. Anyways, but it's 17 minutes this other one, so I think we're gonna maybe save that one for next week. But we're gonna get through this because, like I said, there's still 20 minutes left of this one.
Just the reality portion, the reality producing portion, and the reality.
But I see what I did now. I understand what past Steve was doing.
The TV actress portion, very unhealthy, very, very unhealthy. But with the internet and Netflix and Hulu and all of this competition and all of these productions, as you scale the number of productions that are coming out, the opportunity also scales. So where old Hollywood was so exclusive, there were like 5 directors that anyone was talking about at any given time that would get screen time, right? And so you would have to kiss their ass or be incentivized by them. Not always. I'm sure there were some morally and ethically inclined people, but in fashion and music and movies, before all of this success and fame from influencers and media independently, there were these power and control people from Hollywood who decided like who was the who's who, and what stories would be published and talked about.
I love how Xavier's just playing music in the back of this. The other channel is, I think it's called That Cancel Culture Guy. I don't want to stream on it. I'm probably not going to stream on it. I'll put as much stuff as I can save on that as a backup if this goes down, until hopefully I can get it back. I don't think I did anything wrong. YouTube's just being really fucking difficult with me. I swear to God, if a fucking human can actually just look at it, like an actual human, I don't know if there's a bias or something, or I can't imagine they have connections at YouTube. I think they just fucking spammed the copyright thing until eventually it got put through, or they looked up ways on how to do it where like you don't even need to be a fucking copyright holder of the content. I don't know how they did it, but I need YouTube to really have my back here. I don't ask much from them. I don't ask anything from YouTube, just to like treat me fairly. I think like by their own fucking standards would be dope. That'd be pretty cool. So we'll see what happens. I mean,
about and focused on. So it's like, what are we doing better taking that away? Was there a reason that we didn't understand or see that certain storylines were being communicated to the general public? There's just so many questions I have in reading an article like that. She just literally said, like, I don't want to stop as an actor, as an actress. She's like, I just did voiceovers for Disney movies, Kung Fu Panda 4 and one other one. She spoke about Maleficent and Maleficent's sequel. And she spoke about a few other movies that were not that popular. And just basically, it seems like Hollywood, just like the rest of the world, is evolving into a space where there's far more opportunity. And so people are creating their own niche and telling their own stories, whether others want to hear them or not. And I kind of respect it. That's my whole concept, GoPro Solo entertainment. It's all about not letting someone else tell you who you are. For those of you who have heard in the past, I speak about, I think it's called a metaphor. It might be an analogy where I say like the best advice I can give, and I can't always follow it 100% of the time, but I try to as much as humanly possible, like 89, 91, 93% of the time, 99% some days.
The fucking siren, bro.
To follow myself.
What is happening? What is happening?
What was he saying, you guys? Oh yeah, my number one piece of advice that I would give for how I've not literally killed myself so far, experiencing the things that I've experienced, because they're very unique and they're very extreme. Not many people get sent away at the age of 14 to a foreign country without any notice or warning or explanation and left there for a year. Most people don't have.
No, there was warning and explanation. I'm sure they wouldn't have just done that with no warning or explanation. I think even she said before that was because she was a little bit of a problem child.
That story. And I've got a lot of stories that are like that are like, what? You did what? She did what? They did what to you? So the number one piece of advice that I can offer you guys right now as to how I try to stay as positive as possible and don't end up trying to murder someone or myself is I always say I think this is an analogy, maybe it's a metaphor, keep your feet cemented into the ground of who you are, not where you are, of who you are at your core. We always evolve. Allow yourself to evolve. It's like if you guys know those little bozo clown guys that have the weight at the bottom, and you punch them in the face and they can swing all around like a 360. Allow your life to evolve, explore, see what you like, be who you are, even if who you are right now and what you're experiencing right now is not what you're experiencing tomorrow. For the most part, our morals and values, they don't change. If we were raised with manners and love, then that's what we provide until we're so saturated that we can't. And that's the challenge that I'm experiencing, is when I reach that point of saturation for abuse that I've endured, making sure that the energy I'm projecting is also the energy that I'm protecting, which is my own. Not allowing the energy of the person, place, or thing that is causing my energy to become different, variable, reactive even, to be projected onto the outside world past that interaction. Obviously, I'm still evolving, as we all are, as forever.
I don't understand why he must be trolling Heather. If he can play the drums, it's not that hard to even if he's used to this hand doing the hi-hat, it shouldn't sound out of sync. And then the snare, it shouldn't be that hard to translate drumming to keyboarding. It's both just hitting things, but in a different way,
Ever process, but yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. I'm about to have a baby. I am being held in a tent unlawfully, going into month 12 or 11, 10.
Over a year.
No, it's not over a year, because a year ago I was living in an Airbnb. You guys probably know me from reality show Love After Lockup. I did not really like doing that show. They did not depict me normally. My entire life prior to that show, I've never lived in a tent. I don't have drug issues or reality star performance issues or things of that nature. I'm not mentally unstable. I have been very reactive and volatile to a lot of abuse, but as I said, the situations I've faced have been incredibly extreme, not at all common. it's just wild for me. So I was paying for our Airbnbs last year. Xavier's father helped us with a couple of Airbnbs last year. Year before that, I was living in Airbnb all on my own. And for 4 months, I had my own apartment at Montclair. And they were nice Airbnbs, you guys. I was getting paid like $2,000 per episode, plus a couple of promo checks in between. Driving DoorDash full time. I was hustling, selling waist trainers, selling glasses, doing stuff online, like fitness and personal training and content and website copy and cleaning commercially and cleaning residentially and just all sorts of shit. Like I was taking advantage of every opportunity that I could financially. I was hustling. And I have 3 children, as you guys all know, who have lived with me full time their entire lives prior to being held out in this fucking tent. It's terrible. But at the end of the day, I am hopeful. I do know that like this can't last forever. This cannot go on forever. But it is very anxiety producing that I'm about to have a baby. And I love my children more than anything, including my unborn baby. He moves to the sound of my voice. He responds to me. I'm like laying here in this tent, which is not something that I've ever been
Okay, he's starting to get it.
able to do before. I've usually always been moving around every day during my pregnancy. But when you lay down for a while and rest your body, you notice more. So his movements, I notice. And when I change the lighting in the room that I am, or I like lay in a different position, he responds and reacts to that. And we're forming and building a relationship, just like I did with each of my other 3 children. The relationship with mother to child begins now, not when the baby's born. It begins now. Some say it begins the moment of conception, but it's very anxiety producing to not know where we're going to live and not be able to understand why the city has not responded.
I forgot that like Xavier likes like that crazy house techno music shit that probably goes with this weird like he did have like a nice beat going there for a bit.
To all of the requests for shelter assistance. I am a tax-paying citizen and have been since I was 14. I'm 36 years old, you guys. That means I've been paying taxes in this country for longer than some of you are even alive. And they're not helping me with shelter. So my kids are, I think I don't know what generations they are. My kids are 10, 15, and 17, whatever generations those are. So I used to be real cool mom. I used to know all the cool words and stuff to say. Now I don't really know that much about the cool stuff. I have to use Urban Dictionary a lot. But I'm hanging in there. I'm doing my best. And, that's all. GoPro solo kids. To be honest, people who have known her 4 years ago do come in here. Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you so much. It's so sweet. Yeah, there's a lot of haters for no reason. I think that
it's not because like half of the shit I say is batshit insane. Like, am I a hater? Maybe I'm a hater. A little bit. I love Xavier. I'm here for Xavier for sure.
We're trying to build the profiles for multiple people who have done me wrong in the past, so that they can use them for business reasons or publicity reasons or whatever their reasoning is. And so they create like this propaganda that I have turmoil or chaos or drama with people who I haven't even like seen or known since like 2015. But then, you guys, the worst part is they'll make it an issue in real life. So I have to like on those days. Today, somebody was trying to hit Xavier off of his bike with their car. So we have to stay in the tent, and he's like very protective. He's like, when these bad things are happening outside of the tent, when they're intentionally like doing stuff to make you so upset that you're contracting and trying to run me off the road with cars, on a bicycle, we have to just stay in the tent, so we're trying to just really take it easy. But like I said, it's incredibly anxiety producing. And for every one of you who defends my situation and who's actually been listening and watching, thank you. Because I really think it's going to be Gen Z and beyond. What's that Gen that was born, the 10-year-old generation. My daughter is 10 years old, and I think my youngest, and I think that that's the generation that really is going to cause the greatest impact. And I don't think that means we're going to wait until they get older to do so. I think that their responses, because
wouldn't they be Gen Zs as well, technically, just at the tail end? Because like it's still within the time frame of you having fucking kids, right? Her oldest is 17 and the youngest is 10. Well, I guess the youngest will, the one in your stomach is past Gen Z, right? I don't know. I'm not good with generations. I think I'm a millennial. Technically, I don't know.
Because of the ages that they are and the way that our behaviors and the 20-year-olds' behaviors are affecting these younger generations, there's going to be an urgent push for evolution and for reform, not in a restrictive sense where it's like, oh my God, this is so oppressive, but in like a really free thinking and free will kind of way. I think that that's going to be the way of the future, like to really find out what the person loves and nurture that. I think that's going to be the way society begins to play in general. I think that that's, you know, going to be what it is. You know, I don't think that my generation or the Gen Zers have the ability at this point. We in those generations have the ability to reel it in. And what I mean by that, let me go back to the cement your feet into who you are. You, no matter what path in life that we're exploring, career, sexuality, humanities, fashion, like whatever you use to identify yourself. It doesn't have to be gender. Like, I'm so sick of that being the only conversation, you know? I respect it, and I respect people who have their choices and all of that, but we don't need to make that the center of who we are. For some people, they do. So
she says that all the time. What do I mean by that? Well, she's like a teacher, bro.
In addition to how you identify sexually, there are going to be major pushes for how we identify in business, how we identify in social relationships that are not sexual, et cetera, and so forth. And I think, like I said, the effect and impact of what we've done in a lacking sense, the mistakes that we've made, not even analyzing, but pointing out the mistakes we've made and the way we've treated each other, that's going to be what creates the change for Gen Z and beyond. You know, that's going to be what allows us to say, we know all this stuff was working. We can pat ourselves on the back and say we're doing excellent here, and there, but then we need to spend an equal amount of time pointing out where we're going wrong and strategizing on how to go right. So if someone is walking by, you know, a homeless person in the park, and I'm not talking about myself, but let's say like a high one or a dirty one or a drugged out one or like a smelly one or whatever, we're going to want to come up with solutions for how to address that in a way that's humane, in a way that doesn't suck us dry financially, in a way that doesn't put an unnecessary burden on society, in a way that allows that dirty, smelly person laying.
The streets of Chicago, man. You got Xavier and Heather's doing this fucking rant. Xavier's playing the drums. You got a fucking car alarm going off in the background. You have like EMT, paramedics, fucking fire trucks. It must be crazy walking through the streets of Chicago.
On the floor outside, cold and probably hungry, access to the same opportunities that you or I would want to have. You know, what a fucking dream, right? What a dream come true. So that's what I'm focusing on, and that's what I think that all of the people who are going anywhere in this life are focusing on. You always have to ask yourself, are you the person when it comes to evolution and revolution? And what do I mean by revolution? Making those impactful changes specifically in how we treat each other. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I don't care if you're brown. I don't care if you're Chinese. I don't care if you're Korean. I don't care if you're spicy from Argentina. I don't care if you're Chilean. I don't care if you're Peruvian. I don't care if you're Mexican. I don't care. It does not matter. Asian, Australian.
The Mexican nation, though, bro.
European. We can keep going forever. At our core, we all want the same thing. And that's not to be treated like shit, you know, to be respected and appreciated, and to have access to all of the opportunities that make us happy. It doesn't matter what your color of skin is. Usually, if a nice smelling candle is lit and there are cookies sitting out, that everyone could have one, and you know, you can sit down and have a positive, meaningful conversation, you'll enjoy that no matter your poverty level, level of income for being rich. What's the opposite of poverty level?
Rich level? I mean, the opposite of poor is rich, right? Rich dad, poor dad. Come on, Heather. You were telling us all about this like fucking one live stream ago.
Wealth, something, commonwealth.
No, that's not it. Well, whatever. You know, you could be poor, you could be rich, and you could be in between. There are certain experiences that we are all deserving of. So that's what we've been working on.
It needs more cowbell. People say, I think BCG said I sound like Christopher Walken sometimes, but I don't, because Christopher Walken sounds like that. Like, no, needs more cowbell. I can't say that.
Is statement art. That's what I call statement modeling. The photo shoots that I curate and the coffee table book that I'm coming out with. That's what that is. Have you guys been using TikTok Shop? What do you guys think about TikTok Shop? Is this a direct connection to Alibaba? Like, is Alibaba the supplier on most of this, or what's going on? Because I've seen a lot of different products and I've only ordered one, and I saw that the shipping on one product was $21 on a $6 item. Two products, I'm sorry, that are lightweight. And I was wondering, are they doing all of this through Alibaba? You know, are they doing all this through Alibaba? Like, is there a direct connection? Is there a drop shipping integration? Can I build my own TikTok shop with a direct integration of drop shipping products from Alibaba and then just handle my own marketing? Does anyone know anything about that on TikTok? What can be done? Anyone here capable of productive business-like conversation, or do we just have nothing but haters in the audience? Okay, see, that tells me a lot about my audience, and I don't know what to do about that. I need a strategist with regards to TikTok, because I'm definitely a social media person. I know what works and what doesn't. TikTok is still very new to me, no matter how much I use it.
Sounds like James now.
I don't know how to really understand and isolate the following I'm getting. I don't want to get a following of nothing but hate. You know what I mean? And I wonder, what am I doing that's contributing to that following? Because there are days I come on here and there are people who are ready to work. There are people who are productive. There are people who like to engage in conversation.
What are you willing to work? Listening to this psycho dribble is working? What are you talking about? What?
That is productive, that can drive income for lots of people. I have a lot of friends and family who are not so technologically as inclined as I am, and I'm really not that technologically inclined.
Also, you do the same thing every single day. That's probably, if you're getting like smoke for shit, it's probably because you do the same shit every day. Be like, I don't know what's wrong. Take a look at any day. Just pick a day. Throw a dart at the calendar. What happened on this day? That's probably what's wrong.
I'm basically like a professional starter. You know what I mean? I don't know how to hack. I don't know how to access various methods of security, but I know that they exist. So my level of education is probably higher than the average person's in technology, but I'm not a professional, meaning I cannot actually perform these tasks. Like I'm a professional novice at knowing what's available technologically, but I'm not a tech worker. You know, I would need to hire a team. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. If you're following me, you might want to unfollow if you're not capable of engaging in conversation that's productive, not just for business, but for society.
I know that like when I like to have my business discussions with people on TikTok, because that's the appropriate place to have them, I want to just see someone's face coming out of the dark like this. You know? It puts me at ease. It makes me think my money is going to a good place, right? What is this?
for us as individuals, us as parents, us as human beings. That's really the only thing that I'm here for. And again, as I've asked so kindly numerous times, if you are here for any other reason, please.
I'm just imagining it's just like a snake in the back. Like, you don't know what this head's attached to.
Just unfollow and take that shit elsewhere. But Xavier and I are going to go back to what we were doing. I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know it's been the same nightmare here in Chicago. Northwestern is one of the most prestigious healthcare institutions in the world, in my opinion. And then you also have St. Joseph, St. Mary's, and numerous other health systems. Amida, Ascension. I've gone to numerous. They're all giving me a really hard time about having labs drawn for my baby. So I'm just, I feel him moving. I know that he's healthy. I've gone now 7 times to have my prenatal labs drawn. I have the lab orders in my hand, and they refuse to accept them.
She didn't like that one. Like, and Xavier was like, okay, well, I'll chill it a bit.
When we arrive,
it got too crazy.
So that's lawsuit in itself. And I'm trying to get my mind in a space where I don't think about banking on lawsuits. And as soon as I get there mentally, we go to Mariano's yesterday, or where did we go yesterday that it came on TV about that lawsuit?
I think it was at the hospital.
We might have been at Northwestern for the labs. Yeah, it was, I think. And this man gets on there, and he's like an older Arabic man. And he's like, I'm suing so-and-so because, and he's dead ass, like serious, like super fucking serious, dead ass. He's like, I'm suing blah, blah, blah because she was dangerously close to me on the ski slopes.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Suing Gwyneth Paltrow, right. Causing like this, you know, sort of hazardous condition because she was too close to me and this and this and that. And I'm sitting there listening like, I'm being held outside in a tent and prevented shelter, and I'm pregnant, and I could have been impregnated as a result of rape, and I'm being separated from my children unlawfully, and I filed 7 petitions at the court system to see a judge over the past 4 years, and they don't allow me to see one, and I filed hundreds of police reports, and I would love to sue all of the people involved. How is it possible to sue over being too close on a ski slope, but it's not possible to sue over what I'm experiencing?
She looks bald in some of this. It's weird. I know she's not, but just because like you can only see her head, her long forehead or whatever she calls it.
Social justice. All right, you guys. Love you so much. Have a great night.
And that's it. That's gonna be it for me, guys. We've been going way too long. Way too long. Almost 4 hours. Wow. Okay, so I gotta back up like the whole channel. I gotta figure out a plan of attack. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I should probably show you guys the second channel since like the playlist. I made the playlist private too. So let me how can I do this? Did I have the other one open still? Hold on. Oh, you know what I did before? I just did it on this. Hold on, guys. Is it? I'll pull it up so you guys can see what it is because I don't know the URL. It doesn't have enough subs to have like a custom URL. It's not monetized. It doesn't even have 100 subs, I think. That's why it's like, I'm not going to pay StreamYard money to not get it back because I don't have the money to do that right now. That's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, this should lead us here. Because this channel is not linked to this account either, because I think that's probably smart. So I have to like sign in on private windows. Okay, so this is the channel here. Let me make sure. It's getting pulled up properly. Okay, this is the channel. So right now, it's called That Cancer Culture Guy, and there's just gala. There was like the second half of the streams that I was being a good little angel. All right, I was putting all of their like the shit from their videos on this channel. This channel doesn't have any fucking copyright strikes. Look, so the fucking whatchamacallit, I'll show you guys. This one, the You're Not Ready for the Stream. This is the thing that they copyright strike. It's not copyright strike on this channel. Same with, I guess that's the only one. No. Oh, Dylan is, where's Dylan? This is the other one. So I don't know. I do not know. But everything will be okay. Everything will hopefully be okay. I'll figure it out. But that's the one. If you guys want to, if this one goes down, I'll be there probably bitching. Probably like, YouTube, what are you doing to me, YouTube? But yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you for listening to me bitch tonight. Yeah, I don't know what to do. So if you guys know what to do, if anyone in here has like I don't know, advice or something, let me know. Hit me up. I'm usually pretty bad with DMs, but I'll be better right now because I have to be. So yeah, I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow, but if not, you know why. Have a good night, guys.